What is up, everyone? International Passport here again for yet another classic live stream. Um, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has supported this channel from the very beginning. Shout out to my old subscribers and shout out to my new subscribers, those who have recently joined the Passport movement. I have a very special guest here today, the legendary Mr. Tony Berry, who has made a few appearances on my channel. But Tony Berry suggested that we have a live stream to discuss what it's like being married to a Japanese woman. So, without further ado, I won't go too long in this intro. All I say is, brothers, please hit the like button and make sure you support this channel in any way you can through comments, likes, super chats, sharing my videos around. We want the passport movement to be global, and me getting guests on this channel is for you guys. So please support in any way possible. Mr. Tony Berry, can you hear me?
Yes, I got you, brother. Got you. Thank you.
Fantastic, Tony. Tony, can you please give a introduction about yourself, what you do, who you are, and after that we'll get into the live stream topic as soon as possible. Go on, bro.
Oh, thanks. First, I want to give a special shout out. Thanks, IP, to you for having this platform up here. Derek Taylor, who me and him talk a lot. Kamal Brooks, we talk a lot back and forth. To Sean Bailey, DS, J Bones, Thomas. I want to give you a shout out, brother. Charles White, Sean Camp, and Valdez Hill, and the many others. If I forgot you, brothers, sorry, man. Just forgive me for that. Yes, I'm Tony Berry. I got involved with this stream here, with this platform that IP put up. I was watching it one day, man, and I was watching Theo's program a few months back, and I fell in love with it, man. I was kind of impressed that that he has brothers up here like Theo talking about our experiences in other countries around the world, and that hit a note with me. That struck a note, man. I was like, you know what? I need to educate brothers more on what I know too, as well. And as far as we need other brothers, we need as many brothers up here as possible. Just to give you a little background on why I care about my brothers. I grew up in a one-parent home. I don't like to use a single parent because a woman ain't single if she got kids. How's she gonna be single with kids, right? So my mom had three kids. Her and my dad did get married. They had me and my sister. About 4 years old. My mom got pregnant by another dude, which she shouldn't have done. So that was my experience, my first negative experience with black women. I'm not saying all black women are bad, but in America, American women. And so, I kept in touch with my dad throughout the years. We got really close as I got older. And I just started caring a lot about the brothers. I went in the military and the Air Force, and I was always educating young brothers like, hey, man, get your degree. Hey, man, keep your head on right. Hey, stay with the project, stay with the program. And that just stuck with me, man. Ever since I was 10 years old, really, I've been helping out brothers here and there, and that just never left me. Maybe because I'm a direct descendant of a Civil War veteran that escaped slavery and joined the Civil War, kicked somebody's ass, and got out of the war. So that's in my blood, man. Now, I'm up here tonight because I want to talk about Japan. I was watching, guys, I see all your posts on Facebook, by the way, IP, all the brothers, Valdez Hill, I mentioned Valdez up in there, Sean Camp. I see them all up in there, man, throwing the post up. And I got nothing but love and respect for each and every one of these brothers. We all have our own opinions, which is beautiful. But I did see a lot of attention was given. Maybe it was a post I might have put up. I don't know, man. Y'all can blame me for it. But it was talking about being married to Japanese women. And I got the impression that a lot of people didn't really know or don't really know what it's like to be married to a Japanese woman. So I reached out to IP and I was like, yo, dog, please, man, let's get this stream going. You know what I'm saying? I apologize for not doing the Korea stream. I know IP wanted to get that up. But see, I haven't been to Korea since 91, brothers. And I did not want to disrespect y'all by giving you some old intel. That's not what I do. The intel that I put up here is real, is up to the date, up to the minute intel, and I'm not about to lie to my brothers just to have them get on the plane and spend all that money to go to a country that I haven't been to since 91. So just want to put that out there.
Thank you, Tony.
No problem.
Before I let you go further, Tony, let me just shout the super chats. Theo, do I see $100 there? Theo WAF just super chat $100. Theo, that's the most I've gotten in one super chat. Theo, thank you very much. I appreciate that, brother. $100. Thank you, Theo. Thank you very much, Theo. It's much appreciated, brother. You know I respect you a lot, and you know $100, bro. Thank you, bro. Much thanks. Theo says, marriage with a Japanese woman. Oh, it's heaven. Hope you guys enjoy it later. Oh, Theo, you better call in, brother. Theo WAF, you better call in later on in the live stream, right, bro? You can't just drop that and not call in. Thank you, Theo, again for the $100 super chat. Another super chat from Joshua Epps, $5. Thank you very much, Joshua, for the super chat. He says, let me start us off, brothers. Shout out to IP and Tony. Much love. Thank you, bro. Same to you,
Thanks,
bro.
brother.
A long time supporter, and I'm happy you super chatted me, bro. Thank you, bro. Another super chat from the legendary Thomas Demahin, the intelligent brother right out there in the UK. £199. Another instant classic. Japan is a hotspot. Very much indeed. So, Mr. Tony Berry, let's get straight into it. The question is, you tell us, bro. You know, you tell us how it's like being married to a Japanese woman. You tell us the positives, the negatives. But you know what, bro? I'll break it down for you. So, first question for you, bro. How is it like being married to a Japanese woman?
Oh man, brothers, look, I can tell y'all a lot, man. I've been married to 3 different ones from Japan, and I tell you, I've been married to my wife for 14 years now, man, and it's been a beautiful experience. Like I said, man, at 59, man, people think I'm in my late 30s, early 40s, brothers. I mean, they take years off your life, man, or they add years to your life. Okay, so if they take age off you and add years to your life, or what they do, it's beautiful. They're completely feminine, no crap. What I love a lot about being married to a woman from Japan, man, is I can go and say, look, babe, I got to go to Vancouver for a couple of days. And DT, Derek Taylor, can attest to this, because I was planning on going to Vancouver in September, but I can't because my mom won't be able to make it from Japan. But I was going to go out there, hit it up with him, and hang out for a weekend. They don't ask questions, man. They're not going to sit there and say, well, what about what's in it for me and all this other stuff. No, she would be like, all right, did you make your hotel reservations? And how long are you going to be gone? That's all I get. That's all the questions I get from the Japanese woman. I don't get all this drama just because I plan on going to see my boys up in Vancouver. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's like. As far as coming home from work, I work from home most of the time, but when I was commuting a lot, I'd come home, man, my food's cooked. My kids' nose are wiped. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking at no snotty nosed kids running around my house. I'm not looking at no food not on my table. I'm not looking at a dirty house. I'm not looking at my clothes that I need clean not being washed. And I'm not saying that they're just maids and housewives. I mean, trying to, you know what I'm saying? But a Japanese woman manages a home very well, especially one from a good family.
Fantastic, bro. Oh, whoa. So you said quite a lot there, and I'm going to break it down, but let me just read these super chats. Shout out to Black Harrow for the super chat, $5. This intel is dope. Get the likes up. Thank you, bro. Indeed, get the likes up, brothers. Once again, Black Harrow, thank you for the super chat, bro. Much appreciated. Another super chat from a long-time supporter, Conrad Grants, for $2. Thank you very much, Conrad Grants. That is much appreciated, bro. Hope you're well. Another super chat from Keith Jenkins. Salute IP, Tony Berry, and Theo. $10 from Keith Jenkins. Salute to you too, brother. Hope you're keeping well, bro. Keep happy and keep positive. Thank you once again for the super chat, Keith. Question for you now, Tony Berry. You said that peace. I want peace in my life. Down the line when I, do get married, and I know brothers want to get married in the chat, we want peace. You're telling me that throughout your marriage to your current Japanese wife, all you've had is peace.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow. You won't get anything like, what time, why are you so late home? What are you doing out so late? Why are you with this person? Why are you with that person? It's just peace.
It's just peace, brother. I've gone out, and I don't go out to clubs much at all, like I used to. But what I'm getting at is, like, I've come home from work late or things like that when I was out there commuting. I wouldn't make a phone call, nothing. I might stop by, a place, a spot here, do some shopping, whatever, pick up some this, do that. And I get home, man, and my food is warm. There's no, oh, why didn't you call me, or blah blah blah. No, none of that. I just, hey, I'm the man. I walk in my house. Okay, where's my food? How you doing, baby? What's going on? That's what I get. That's the piece you get when you come in. And I'm gonna get to that, and then when I get a chance. But that's what I'm experiencing right now.
Fantastic, bro. You said you were married to a free Japanese woman.
Yes.
Um, would you say, so I know obviously the first two marriages didn't go well, but
Mhm.
can you tell us a commonality between those three marriages? Like, did you get peace in each of those marriages? You know, was there a commonality between those women that you see in Japanese women that's positive? Speak on that, Tony.
Yes, thanks, brother. Thank you. Yes, so yeah, so the 3 years, three different ones, and I say I have a total, if you want to wrap it up as experience, 31 years. And I don't tell a lot of people this. I mean, people in my neighborhood don't know. People in my personal life, they don't even know. All they know is, oh yeah, he's been hooked up with the one lady. Because I don't have to talk about that. But I bring it up to the brothers because I'm always transparent with my brothers. I feel a lot more comfortable talking about my brothers, and I like to see my brothers get through life in a good way. And the reason why I do mention the fact that I was married 3 times is because I don't want brothers to have to take 3 chances like I did to get to the right one. That's why I bring that up. Now, the commonalities that I've noticed between them all is that they manage homes well. They really do manage the home well. Obviously, there's some differences. Obviously, there was a lot of negatives in the first two because of the choices that I myself had made selecting those particular partners, if you will. But if you look at commonalities, they won't be messing around in you, that's for sure. So you won't be having them out there with other men unless they're at the situation to where they're not no longer committed to a relationship, which happened to me on number two. So, and that was like the last tail end when it was just about over anyway. So, but like I said, the commonalities are loyal. Yeah, they will take care of your home. They will take care of your family. They will take care of you. It just depends on what comes out of their mouth as they're doing their duties.
Fantastic, bro. Fantastic. So I've got a super chat. So from Darius Harper. Darius Harper, $2 super chat. Thank you for the super chat, Darius. He says, is it hard or easy to purchase real estate in Japan? Actually, Tony, don't answer that question. Darius, I appreciate the super chat, but the topic of the live stream is regarding how it's like for a black man to be married to a Japanese woman. We're not speaking about real estate. If you want to speak about that, call in later on and ask Theo. But in this segment right now, bro, we're speaking about solely Japanese women. But again, bro, I appreciate the super chat, bro. But please, let's keep on topic and everyone be easy on Darius. I saw Theo's message there. Theo, be easy on him. Theo, be easy on him. But how about we carry on? Tony. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Tony. That was a great incentive there for you letting us know how it's like being married to one so far and the commonalities between your three marriages. Um, I want to hand the floor over to you, Tony. You
Mm.
know, and I know you have your notes there, and I want you
Yes.
to use this platform to speak your mind, speak your heart.
Mm.
So, in your current marriage, right?
Mm.
Tell us why brothers should pick a Japanese woman over an American woman.
Oh yes, yes. It's so simple, brothers. Okay, I mean, I can come up with a long list of stuff that I've never even written down, things that I just know. Okay, so the big difference that I noticed is that, like I said, they manage the home well. You American women give you a lot of drama, and they have a hard time prioritizing what is really important in the marriage. And they have a
Mm,
hard time understanding that marriage is work. And they have a hard time understanding that when you're married, and Japanese don't necessarily have to be married to a high value male or do this, but especially when you're a high value male and you're in a marriage, they have a hard time understanding that it is work. It is work to be with a high value male. There are expected things in the home that you should never have to talk about that should get done. They're expected things when it comes to your finances. They're expected things when it comes to your children. You can't have a woman. The difference, another again, is when you see a lot of American women out there in another room painting their fingernails or they're doing their daggone pedicure, and their babies are in the other room crying, and then they're sitting up there telling them to be quiet or shut up or something while they finish painting their nails. Japanese women won't do that. Okay, they
mm,
will make sure they get in there and they will make sure that that child is taken care of. I could be holding when I was holding my little boy and I was a little one. I could be holding my little boy. My wife could be in the kitchen cooking. I'd be saying, "Hey, wait, I got to get this thing. I got this email. I got to answer real quick. I got some work to do." She stopped right what she's doing and she grabbed my son and she make sure he was comfortable and she get right back to what she was doing. There ain't no question, ain't no lip, no complaining or nothing. That's what she does. She knows that's what she needs to do as a wife. In
Fantastic.
America, the women just don't understand that, especially black women. They just don't understand what it is. They're afraid of listening to a man, afraid of giving the man a value.
Damn. And why is that in America? Why is it in America that marriages are failing, and why women just can't cooperate in a union between a man and woman in the eyes of God? Because that is marriage, right? You get married in the eyes of God. You say your vows. You look after each other. But we're not we're not getting that energy in America, but we're getting it from Japanese women. Why is it like that in America, Tony?
Yes, and just to let you know, so eyes of the marriage of whatever religion you believe in is cool. I know in Japan they don't look at it that way, but they do look at it as a duty. And here's a difference that I see in America. Okay, I know the difference. I've dated all kind of women here: white women, black women, Latinas, whatever the case may be, Asian. The difference I noticed, and I'm going to talk about right now about black and white women marriages. The difference thing is this, and I live in a neighborhood that's 95% white in America. And I see white males out there every weekend busting their tail doing work, yard work or carpentry or whatever. They always seem like they're working, doing something. It's because those particular women, they need a man to do something for them all the time. So that is the problem. They need a man to always do something. They have to have a man in their house because they need a man. Now, all women need men, but I noticed the difference so far as with the Americans that the white woman needs a man that's always going to be working in and out of the house. A black woman, what she does is she wants a man to kiss her feet and to rub her back, but she's not willing to give up anything for it. And I mean even working out, because as we all know, 80% of black women in this country are overweight, and that is a problem for us, right? For men going out and trying to select a mate, right? You go out of your house, you see 8 out of the 10 women, black women, if that's what you really want, walking down the street, all of them overweight, but yet they want you to rub their feet. So that is a problem. A big reason why I think we are getting a divorce, or divorce rate is so high in America, is because of the media. A lot of the black media, like when you look at these like Tyler Perry movies or whatever movies are put out there by blacks, or media in general, a lot of these media outlets are owned by black females. And
Hmm.
those media outlets are portraying black males as simps, or if a black male is not going to be a simp, then he's all of a sudden he's the bad guy in the flick, the movie, the TV, the drama, the television show, whatever the case may be.
Hmm.
They are not helping our children understand the value of black men.
Yeah.
They're raising children that don't give black men values, and those children in turn recycle in the system to then where they themselves don't carry good marriages or never even get married. Because as you know, 25% of black females never get married in this country.
Damn, that's a very good breakdown, Tony. Let me just read out this super chat from Mr. Doc, $499 super chat. Thank you, Mr. Doc, for the super chat. Much appreciated. He says, this is very good intel. Thanks, brothers. Thank you for watching as well, Mr. Doc. It's much appreciated. That's a very good breakdown, Tony. And so, Tony, in your opinion, why are marriages, let's say, thriving in Japan? If it works, why does a normal Japanese marriage work in general? Is it cultural reasons? Is it duties? Is it the fact that she understands that once she gets married to a man, she's a wife now. She's not a college student. She's not a video vixen twerking in the middle of the street, acting like a damn fool. So speak on that, Tony.
Yes, so they understand the duty. Okay, so and I'm not going to plug anybody, but we all heard the saying, "Winter is coming." Okay, this pandemic has changed a lot of things. The Japanese woman knew winter was coming a long time ago, way before the
Mm,
women in the West. They
mm,
know that you need a man to survive in this world, regardless of how liberal they may think, how many advances they may see, which they got them on the books, but they're not able to do it. They know that a man is needed. It is an entity that is not going to go away in their home in order for them to survive. They know that they need you to survive. So then they've been raised from birth how to honor people, how to respect people, how to owe people if things are given to them. And they know that you do not, as a man, have to call on them and give them nothing. So what I really noticed about being married to Japanese is they're very appreciative of what you're doing for them because they know you can go down the street and get you another one.
Very, very good, Tony. That's a very good point. And Tony, I want to bring up a question to you as well as to
Yes.
when you speak about Japanese marriages, I kind of forgot what I wanted to say. Oh, what was I gonna say? Damn it. Actually,
Oh, you
sorry,
were
Tony.
saying while they're successful? You asked me why they were successful, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, as everybody's probably read or Googled or whatever, they're having an issue in Japan right now as far as young Japanese men marrying at Japanese women. So, guys, there was a large pool of single females waiting for a man to sweep them up and just be married to them. And that's the beauty of it. Once they get married, they understand marriage. They know that marriage is serious. They know that the hot girl summer that a lot of these women in the West tend to think they can live on until they're well into their 40s. They know that that's no longer reality after early 20s. You got women in the West living in their 50s, 50 years old, still dating like they're in their 20s. Whereas women over in Japan know that when they get to a certain age, they better be married or their options are going to dwindle. And that is
Yes,
important.
that's a good point there. And Tony, I want to actually speak about how marriages actually are in terms of leniency. Now, me, I don't cheat. I don't
Mhm.
advocate brothers to cheat on their wives or girlfriends, but
Mhm.
in some marriages it happens, right?
Yes.
So, we know in America that if a man cheats once, that's enough for an American woman to say, I want a divorce. But
Yes.
in a Japanese marriage, when you're married to a Japanese woman,
Mhm.
does she kind of expect that you have options? Because if you're a high value male, women will be throwing themselves at you. So there may come a time when things just happen with a different woman, right?
Yes.
Will she divorce a man for stepping out, or will she understand and try to be a better person, be more feminine? Speak on that, Tony.
Yes, and I can speak on that well. In fact, I call it W1, the wife one, the W1. I messed around on this woman a lot. Now, here's the thing. She was 6 years older than me, and she knew she was the cause of that because she would always complain about, oh, you want to have too much sex. Here I am, a 24-year-old, just married this woman at 24 years old. And, I'm a young, strong brother, and there's not a lot of women on the island in Okinawa. And here I am, and she lucky I married her with the high body count she had, but she was at 29, 30 years old. She's like, hey, why you like sex too much? Why you like this to that? So that went on for a couple of years of her complaining. She would do it, but she was always complaining about it, from time to time. So what I started doing, I started going out with other females, and I told her about it. I said, hey, look, I'm going out with this girl. I'm going out with that girl. I remember calling a girl from my house up to the mainland Japan. Hey, how you doing? Telling her I loved her on the phone, how much I liked her, hanging up, and she'd be standing right there. And next, she turned around and make me dinner. No, so no, they won't divorce you over that. They're not the kind of, see, they have it in the media where they're like, hey, oh, like a celebrity messes around. Oh my God, he messed around on her. He messed around. He's a bad man. They'll talk all the stuff they want, but when it happens to them, they won't do what they see happen in the media because they know that they're not going to let, if they do have children, they're not going to let those children go hungry just because their man decided he wanted to have 20 minutes of pleasure. That's not how they think.
But if she was American, we know it would be the end of the marriage as soon as possible.
Yeah, if she was American, her other friends would tell her, and keep in mind, I mentioned this on another stream. Japanese women don't listen to each other. They're not like American women. I've seen it, brother, from time to time. 11 years in Japan, when I used to take the train all the time, Osaka, all over the place, Tokyo. I've been to 19 prefectures in Japan. I've seen this. Women will get on the train and there'll be all these other females, and if they don't know them, they won't say nothing. It's like crickets. They won't say another nothing to any other female if they don't know them.
Damn,
It ain't that, oh, you go girl. That don't work in Japan.
fantastic. This is great intel, Tony. So, Tony, while I think of more questions, I want to give the floor to you because you said you have a lot of notes. So,
Mhm.
Tony, speak on what you want to speak about. in terms of positives or negatives in marrying a Japanese woman. But the floor is yours, Tony. I'm giving you the platform to say what you want. Get it all out, bro. Positives, negatives, how brothers should maneuver certain situations, etc., etc. So speak on that, Tony. Floor is yours.
Yes. So first I wanted to say, okay, so the reason why I was married 3 times is because, okay, the first time, and I'm not making excuses, guys. I'm just telling you what I see and how to avoid the mess. So the first time I'm stationed, I'm in the Air Force. I'm lonely man stationed on an island, and there aren't a lot of women out there. And Okinawan women do not normally date, foreigners. Keep in mind, I lived on 2 islands. I lived in Oahu and Hawaii. I lived in Okinawa, and everybody will tell you, even Jamaicans, all these island people will tell you that women on islands. Britain's a kind of big, but you know what I'm saying, like a smaller kind of island. Women tend to get swooped up by men really fast, whether it be at late high school or just out of high school. They're gone, they're snapped up, they're married, they got kids, they're already busted up. So you don't have a lot of women to choose from. So here I am, young, boisterous, want to get out there and chase, meet this female in the club, hit it off. She had, I started learning to do dating her that she had a high body count. Went over her house a few times. She had pictures of her with other brothers and on the beach. And she told me she got pregnant by some Japanese dude up in Tokyo and had abortions and all this other crap. But hey, I didn't have a lot of choices. So I ended up marrying this female. But what I found out was that she was very manipulative. Yes, she did her duties as a wife, but she had a lot of other issues with her that did not fare well. Number one, her English was good. Yes, I get that. But the reason why I'm bringing this up, because I'm trying to tell brothers to avoid women like that. Do not marry a female that speaks all the English. Number one, has a high body count. Number two, and the best one of all, never marry a Japanese girl that's older than you. You don't want to do that because that is a disaster waiting to happen. Okay, so the second one that I was involved in, and I'm just bringing this up real quick before I start to get into how you need to choose your mates. So the second one I get into, I'm living in Osaka, man. I'm teaching. I'm having a good time. So what I do, men tend to stick to the stuff that makes them successful, right? So I go to another club. I'm in the club. I meet this chick. I'm like, oh, we're jamming on, go out, hang out. Next, I'm going out with this chick. Next, about a year and a half later, I'm married to this chick. And I still could not believe that I did that. But later on, I found out same thing. Now, this woman was from Tokyo. Now, she didn't speak a lot of English, but she had a high body count. At 25 years old, she still had a high body count. I found out that
how high, bro? How high?
I can't even count because she's been in so many affairs with like sugar daddies. Because she told me her history. She was a pretty girl. I mean, a very pretty girl, very nice body. I mean, this girl was like 5'3", like 102 pounds, and I'm talking everything was firm. I mean, she had big breasts. For a Japanese girl, from where she was at, she had nice. I mean, she was perfect. Her body was perfect, and she knew it. And that's the problem, fellas. So when you live with a Japanese woman like that, and I live with this woman in three different countries: Japan, America, and Saudi Arabia. Okay, so I can tell you the difference. Not just living with them in Japan, but living with them in other countries. The problem that you'll have with a very attractive Japanese girl, if she comes from a bad family, or if she's not a good person, or if she has a high body count, is when you get to the West, she knows she's hot. And when they know they're hot, they're going to run you around the table. This woman ran me around the table for 9 years. It was basically a 9-year one-night stand. I had to be on my toes. I didn't trust her. I just didn't know what was going on. I mean, she would do her stuff, but it was because it was duty. She was doing a duty. She wasn't necessarily doing it because she cared about me as a person. She was just doing it because that's what she saw her mother do. But in the end, she ended up going away with somebody else. When I didn't have the money for her, she started going out with this other dude and ended up leaving. So that's what people like that do. So another thing I want to say to avoid that, fellas, when you meet these women, make sure you do some intel. Make sure you ask a lot of questions. You don't have to sit up there and try to dig through their past or whatnot, but you have to be cognizant of the fact that they are a woman, and you have to make sure that they themselves do not have a high body count and that they don't have all the experience, because you do not want to be with women like that. So learning that, having gone through the first two experiences that I had, that helped me pick the right one. And I finally got it right on the third one. That helped me. I learned from my mistakes. I learned what not to do. Keep in mind that the second one I was with, I literally went after her because of her body. I was like, oh my God, this girl's got a beautiful body. I'm going to go after her. I'm going to go after her because she's got the best body. Well, I got another one with a better body than her, and she's a hell of a lot nicer than her. So I'm not saying that just because they got a good body that they're not nice. What the problem is when they got a good body plus bad background plus high body count plus lack of education equals disaster in Japan. That's what it's about. The girl worked at a bar. She worked at a nightclub. I'm not saying that all women that work at bars are bad, but this girl worked at a nightclub. She was a nightlife. She was nocturnal, and that did not fare well with me because I had a job that I worked on the day. I couldn't get used to the nocturnal life, and it's not good for family life anyway. And neither one of those women wanted children, which was a problem for me because here I am in a relationship. I'm like, well, marriage. I'm like, well, what am I going to do? Where are we going here? Marriages have to grow. And what makes them grow is when you start producing offspring, because then you have a reason to be married to this woman. So
Great.
I was going to tell the brothers too. So here's the thing. When you're going out and you have to know, you have to be, you yourself have to be set up nice before you start thinking about marrying a woman from Japan. Now, I don't know if everybody saw that link I put up, but I did put up a link earlier in the day. I was trying to set it up for this stream. Japanese are like one of the top 6 countries to marry a woman from. And that says a lot because it's hard to get on that list. And if you look at that list, you won't see a lot of foreign countries on, a lot of Western countries on there. The only 2 I saw was Italy and Spain. And that makes sense because I've been to Spain and I've stopped through Italy and I know how these women are. So they were right about that. But what I'm getting at is this, brothers. And when you want to get involved with a Japanese woman, you must try your best to learn that language. You must try your best to learn that culture. Because you're going to have to work on conversation pieces. I think the most difficult thing to do with a Japanese woman, when you're with a Japanese woman, is getting conversation pieces started. And also, when you're going to find yourself studying their culture a lot because you're trying to study the language and things of that nature. But you have to make sure that it works both ways. Now, you won't be able to bring on your culture to Japanese women like they bring on theirs to you. For example, brothers know we have a lot of problems in this country. We live, let's face it, it's going straight up. We live in a racist society. America is a racist country, and I'm sure UK is too. I'm not going to blow smoke. They are racist countries, and they are not really good for brothers. So, but you can't at the same time just throw that in the Japanese woman's face. You can't throw all your issues. You can't throw politics. You can't throw things in the face because Japanese people are very simple-minded people. They're very intelligent, but they're very simple-minded. And they can only handle so much of a conversation at a time. So if you want to sit up there and you're out at a restaurant, you're having a good time, you're having a decent conversation, it's flowing nice, you do not want to inject anything negative into that conversation or that flow because that will throw the woman off and that will throw you off.
Awesome, bro. Tony, crazy. Hey, hold on. So, Tony, that was crazy, bro. Great intel. Let me just shout out Jay Bones for the super chat again. Jay Bones, the legend. What's up, Jay Bones?
What's up, Jay Bones?
$2. Shout out to Tony Berry, legend. Get the likes up. Indeed, brothers, get the likes up. Come on, brothers. We have 111 people watching this live stream and only 76 likes. Come on, brothers. Can we please get the likes up as well, brothers? Hit the like button and also super chat as well if you're enjoying this content. Send it through super chats if you are enjoying the intel that Tony Berry is giving. And please, brothers, get the likes up because we should have at least 100 likes. Come on, right? 107 people watching right now, 110 right now. Get up to 100 likes, brothers, and hit some super chats as well. Tony, this is crazy intel, bro. Carry on, bro. The floor is yours.
Yes, brother. So that's the thing. So the thing is this: Japanese, for the most part, they're very, and a lot of people. And keep in mind what I say up here. There may be people who say, "Oh, no, it's not that case," and that's okay because we value everybody's opinion. But Tony Berry's been with 3 of them, and I've lived in Japan 11 years. I speak the language. I know Japan like the back of my hand. So here's what I'm saying: a lot of Japanese are very easy. They're very pessimistic about a lot of things. They have low self-esteem, and I wrote this all down. low confidence. Um, they just have those issues. But if you as a man come in with a positive attitude, because they love to be around positive people. If you're positive all the time, you're always like jovial, you're always like ready to go. They love being around you. I know because that's my nature, and they love being around me. They just hated being around people who would just bring them down all the time. You walk in the room and I could see him, man, when I was living there, light up. Oh, there's Tony. Oh, hey, Tony son. You could see him just light up. And you could pretty much get him to do anything you want him to do. They're very easy to be with. They're very easy to hang out with. They're never going to cause you any problems, really. And I'll give you an example. My wife's family has visited us in our home about 4 times throughout the years. And they've stayed for like the most 2 months. And I've never had any issues with them. I had my auntie come out here from back in Philly, and she was out here for a few days, and we were taking her around the town, and she drove me mad. I was just so glad she wasn't staying with me because she drove me mad. And that is a big difference. The families come out here, they respect you as a person. They make sure that if you let them stay in the guest bedroom, when they leave, your guest bedroom going to look exactly like it did when they came here. And they're going to make sure your sheets are clean. They do all those kind of things. They're very appreciative, fellas, very appreciative. But if I can continue here, so what I'm getting at is this. You have to make sure that you got all your ducks in line. You have to make sure that you trying to build as much value in yourself as you can. Make sure you start learning about the culture, the language, the people, the situation. Keep your eyes and ears open, and you got to watch out for the women that you date. Now, I put that thing up there too, where there's countries out there in the world, and I'm going to say this about Japan too. There's places in Japan where you can go and date, and it's only good for dating. And then there's places in Japan where you can go and date and meet and marry a woman as well that are good. Not all places are good places to go meet a woman to marry, and not all good places to go to get a date. So that thing you also have to ascertain the difference when you're in Japan. Also, another thing that you don't want to do, and the white boys do this a lot, and I'm not a racist, but I see the difference between white and black. Trust me, we know the difference. Brothers can smell different things a mile away. Now, never, if you're with a Japanese woman, never try to be married to her like a white boy is married to a Japanese girl. You'll see white boys in their homes speaking Japanese all to their wife, to their kids, even living in America. I've seen it. When my son was going to a Japanese preschool so he could pick up the language, because my son's bilingual, because I want him to be bilingual. You've seen these white boys over there, man, and they're speaking Japanese with their little kids, with their wife, with everybody, and they're speaking sound like women, because they're so used to listen to their wives, and they're simps. They're sitting up there, they're bowing down, and they overdo it. Just like that example where President Obama went to see the Emperor of Japan, and he's bowing down all deep. You don't do that. That is too much. You don't have to do that. But you'll see them. They'll be out there simping. And I've seen brothers in Japan try to do that same thing, try to simp like the white boys to get the girls, and they end up getting divorced with these women. As a man, as a black man, you need to understand your role in the world. You need to understand that you are the most valued man in the world, period. And this ain't taking anything away from any other men, but we are the first men. We are supposed to be the kings in the world, period. So when you walk around anywhere, especially in Japan, you have to carry yourself that way. And there was a brother that put a post up today about value. Yeah, when you're dating women and they say, hey, are you seeing somebody else? I always was like, yeah, I'm seeing quite a few women. You're not the only one. When I met my wife, it was the same way. My wife knew I had a girlfriend. I had girlfriends over here. She knew it, but she still wanted to hang out because women like men that are valued. Also, another thing I want to tell you, brothers, is this. And I wrote this down because this applies to me.
Before you say that, Tony, let me read out a
Yes.
few super chats, bro.
Sorry,
Bro, you're dropping gems. Shout out to Jay for the super chat, $299. Dropping gems. Appreciate you, IP. Appreciate you too, brother. And also I appreciate Tony Berry for taking the time out to drop this intel. Thank you, Tony. Once again, you are a legend alongside Theo WAF. Sigma Jones for the $10 super chat. Thank you, brother.
Thanks,
from one rolling to another. Salute to Tony. Salute to you too, Sigma Jones. Also, salute to everyone in this live stream. Thank you very much, Sigma Jones. We got another super chat from Black Harrow, $2. Thank you very much for the super chat, Black Harrow. He says, like view ratio ain't adding up. press like and share. That's right, brothers. 111 people watching this live stream. You know, you're all enjoying this content. Get the likes up. Give me at least 100 likes. Come on, we have 100. We have over 100 people watching this live stream. Get me to 100 likes. That'll be much appreciated. And of course, send more super chats. It's all appreciated. Thank you, brothers. Tony, carry on. The floor is yours.
Yes, brother. So one thing I want to say too is, and I had this issue doing W1, marriage one. I always thought that, okay, you was married once, so you can't get married again. The women are gonna look at you different. No, they don't care, brothers, how many times you've been married. They don't care how many kids you got. As long as you're taking care of your responsibilities, you're fine. So that does not lower a man. And contrary to popular belief, men can be married as many times as they want. Men can have as many kids as they want, as long as they are able to handle their responsibilities. The females are the ones that cannot fall into that category because they need to be taken care of. Because if you meet a woman who's been married to 2 or 3 different dudes, that's not the one for you. And when you're going out there looking at these Japanese women, when you're in Japan, here's the problem that you may run into, because I'm also going to talk about some issues. The problem you may run into is you don't know the culture. If you don't know the culture well, even if you learn and study the culture and the language, when you land in Japan, you don't know the layout yet. So whatever you do, don't make any serious moves as far as marrying a female unless you've been there for a few years, or unless you get to know the culture for a few years, because you need to know how to read a person. A lot of Westerners fail in marriages to Japanese relationships because they don't know how to read Japanese culture. They don't know how to read the culture. They don't know how to read the scene. They don't know how to tell what condition a woman is in when she's bringing herself into a relationship. Because the women with high body counts and the women who speak English well, they are very good at hiding their past. And they're very good at making you feel very comfortable to get what they want. And then once they get what they want, even if they don't say it while you're dating them, a couple years down the road, you find out they got the high body count. You find out that they speak more English than you think. You find out a lot of things. Like, I'll give you guys an example, and I know y'all going to laugh at this. I'm not going to use to say the N word outright, but this is, you know what I mean when I tell you this little story. So I was in Okinawa for a few years, and I'm sitting with this brother. He'd only been in the country for a week. And we at this bar, and this Japanese girls are sitting like a couple seats over. And he's checking her out. You know, the whole time he gets in, he's looking her up and down for 30 minutes. She's by herself, taking a little drink. So then he starts to, wave his hands around and speaking broken English to her, say, hey, you, me, go out together. We hang, you, just that, the other. And he's going on like this for about 25, 30, 40 minutes, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at him. I'm trying to ignore him because I'm like, brother, this ain't going to work. You know what she said to him after he tried to talk to her? She looked in brother over his face. She put a drink down, looked in his face, and she said the N word, but I'm going to say Negro instead. She said, Negro, please.
What?
See, that's what she said. She looked at him and she said, please. Now, here it is. He would have thought that he was marrying a feminine or being with a feminine Japanese woman with a low body count and everything. And she comes out and says that to him. So see, what I'm saying is the reason why he ran into that experience, because he did not yet know how to read the layout. He didn't know how to read the culture. He didn't know what was going on in Japan. I can get off the plane today in Japan and walk into a club, and I can tell you how many women in there speak English and how many women, what kind of body count they got, just by looking at them, by how they dress and how they act. I can tell. But the average guy, they can't tell that. They don't know. And they're really good at it, especially the ones that are older than you. That's why I always say, don't marry a woman that's older than you. You can date them all day long, but don't marry a one that's older than you, because she will manipulate the hell out of you over in Japan.
Wow. That was crazy intel, Tony. I can't believe what I just heard there, brothers. Crazy intel. Calling him the N-word. What the flip has gone on there? Let me just shout out this super chat from Kevin Mayfield. Shout out to Kevin Mayfield for the $20 super chat. Much appreciated, Kevin. You spitting game, brother Tony. Indeed, Tony is spitting some heavy intel. Whoa. Tony, why did she call him the N-word? Was it something she got from hip hop, or was she racist, or sorry, was that her husband she called the N-word as well?
No. Okay, so first of all, she wasn't racist, because in Japan you'll find, like I said, very little racism. If anything, it's mostly ignorance. No, she called him that N-word. Here's what I'm getting at, brothers. It's because she used to hanging out with brothers all the time with a high body count. You see what I'm saying? She used to see. Here's what you got to understand, brothers. Here's what you got to understand. Even though she may not have said it to her man, and even though her man may not have said it to her, but if she's dating brothers, guess what she's doing? She's hanging around with other women that are dating brothers, or she's hanging out at places and bars or places she goes with other couples that are with brothers. You see what I'm saying? So
Okay.
therefore, that's another reason why I'm saying that's how you can tell with the high body count.
So, Tony, are you saying so? Are you saying here that brothers should avoid dating Japanese women and marrying them if they have a lot of black friends, especially black female friends? Is that what you would,
Yes.
is that what you would advise, Tony?
Yes, well, black female friends, but in this instance, what I was saying is like, let's say she had a partner that, a boyfriend that was black, her girlfriend got a boyfriend that's black, her other girlfriend got a boyfriend that's black because they hung around the bases. Now they go out, or she might go out with a boyfriend who's black, or his boys might come over his house, like 4 or 5 of his boys are sitting there, they drinking, they're having a good time, and she cooking dinner, but she gonna hear him talking, yo, man, hey, Inga, please, yeah, yeah, yeah. She hears all that stuff. So what I'm saying is she's been exposed to certain things in our culture that only we are exposed to. In other words, things that we don't expect a woman from another country to be exposed to if we're interested in it.
Fantastic intel, bro. Let me shout out another super chat. Shout out to the brother with the Japanese characters. What does that say for you?
Yes,
What does that
yes.
say, Tony?
That's a name. That's a like a may. It depends on what he wants to call it in the name. I can see the characters, but I don't know what the name
All
is.
right.
I don't know the name.
I'll just call him the guy with the Japanese characters. Shout for the super chat, bro. 1999 super sticker. Much appreciated, brother. Okay. Yeah, carry on, Tony. The floor is yours.
Yes. So what I'm setting the brothers up for is to understand this is that, like I said, you may have to go to Japan. Let's say you want to meet a Japanese woman and you've dated a lot of Japanese women. You, like I said, you may have to go back and forth to Japan, or you may have to start looking at ones that come here in the States. Now, here's the big difference. And I met my wife here in the States and I did all the intel. She was basically here, studying English. She took a break from college. She came here. She studied English for 6 months. I met her I think like a month and a half. She was here. I met her, and she didn't want to talk to nobody. Then she didn't talk to me until 2 months later. Okay, that's a good way to meet a Japanese woman. The ones you don't want to meet in the U.S. are the ones that have been here for a long time and that have been divorced. Because there's a lot of Japanese women in the U.S. And I'm not saying that the divorce rate between Japanese and black men are high, because it's not high. But the ones that do get divorced may get divorced from other nationalities, whites, whatever, Hispanic, whatever the case may be. Those are the ones that you don't want to deal with as well. They may look cute. They may go put on a pretty dress, go to a club. Two kids, their aunties taking care of the two kids, and they're going to try to act cute because they already see a lot of girls from Japan that come to the United States, and Great Britain, I'm sure, is the same way, and anywhere else they go. Once they've been there a while, they finally figure out that they are exotic. And the worst thing in the world for a Japanese woman to experience is feeling like she's exotic. Because once she knows that men are after her, she will play the cards right and do whatever she wants to do to get a man. That is the worst kind of Japanese woman that you ever want to be with. You do not want to be with them. Now, here's another thing too, is when you're married to a Japanese girl in the US, let's say you met her in Japan, you married her, then you brought her over to the United States, right? That happened with me. So what happened is they know that in Okinawa, for example, there's not a lot of competition amongst women. But when I brought it back to the States, she saw that competition. She didn't know how to act. She was worried. She started getting jealous. She started having issues. And then when I went back to mainland with her, same thing. There's a lot of competition up there. Japanese behave a little bit differently when they're in and out of their country. Not all Japanese. My wife I don't know how she behaves living in Japan, but I know that she's the exact same person that she was every time I see her in Japan. She hasn't changed. But I see a lot of people that behave differently in and out of Japan. Women know that they'll try to push it. If it depends on the woman, if they're not that good, they'll try to push the envelope when they're in the US. But when they get back to Japan, they know that the same thing that they were trying to get away with in the States, they won't be able to get away with in Japan. Because they know that you can just walk out your door, and if you're going too long, that means you met somebody else.
Awesome, bro. Fantastic intel. So, bro, are you saying is there a real danger in marrying a very pretty Japanese woman because she knows that she's of high value? There's a lot of attention around her, and we all know, how a lot of men feel about Japanese women. Anime, they've got fantasies about them and all that stuff through manga and anime and Japanese culture. So when you marry a very pretty Japanese woman, should brothers be very wary as to what she does? Should we be very careful? Is that also a risk as well? Or should we just date, average Japanese women or
That's a good question, Bill. That's a good question. No, that's not the case. The only issue you're going to have with dating a really beautiful Japanese girl is if she doesn't have a good background, and if she has a high value count. It depends on the person. I mean, I've dated so many girls over there, man. They were dimes, married to diamonds. Like it's like no big deal. Like I said, treat a 7 to 10 like a 7, right? But so you can date them. The problem is if you meet them in the wrong environment, in the wrong setting. Like I said, Japanese females all around the world in the West are probably the most talked about women that men desire, the most desirable, the most talked about, but they're also the most misunderstood too. So if you meet a dime in Japan and you build out the relationship with her, and like I said, what helps is if you have high value, if you're a high value male, because as a high value male, when you bring her back to the U.S., as long as you don't have to worry about no financial issues, nothing like that, you're going to be sitting pretty. I mean, like I was telling people earlier, my friend, a good partner of mine I've known for years, he just turned 61 years old this year. His wife is 34 years old. She's a former cheerleader in Japan, but she's not messing around on him. So brothers can marry anybody they want. It just depends on where you meet them. And if I can reiterate, if you meet the pretty ones in the States that been here a while, they're the ones that you want to stay away with, because then they are going to think they're cute, just like an American girl. It's just like here in the States. American women think that just because she's got nice legs and a nice rack and she got a little bit of hips, that now she's supposed to be automatic 10. That is not the case. She's just taking advantage because she knows, black women especially, because she knows that 80% of the women out there that are black are overweight. They think just because they can walk down the street and they got legs and that their body looks slim, that they can pick up any man they want. And that's not the case.
Fantastic question for you, Theo. I keep calling you Theo because
No
you
problem.
brothers keep
I don't
dropping
mind
great
being called Theo. I don't Theo, so I
Yeah.
respect that, Bill.
Question for you, Tony. Before I ask that question, brothers, send through some super chats if you're enjoying this content by me and Tony Berry. That'd be much appreciated. And also, if you've not liked this video, please hit the like button. That'd be also greatly appreciated. So, Tony, okay, so it's one thing marrying a Japanese woman, but how about dealing with in-laws, right? Because, okay, so the Japanese woman you marry may not be racist. She could be a very nice girl, but in-laws, that's also another problem as well. Speak on that, Tony. Is racism a problem amongst your in-laws and in-laws of other people that have married Japanese women that you know? And how should brothers navigate that kind of issue if there are any problems? Speak on that, bro.
Yes, and that IP, that's a really good question. So, like I said, with the 3 different experiences that I've had, okay, the first experience, the in-laws were so. There was no dad in the game. The dad had passed away. The mom was okay, but the sisters had an issue with her little sister being married to a brother, and her brother had an issue with it. So I would say that I don't think they were, I wouldn't call them racist. They were in Okinawa. I would just say that Okinawa has an issue, like a self-esteem issue when it comes to dealing with Americans, and they just didn't want their sister to be married to an American. Now, the other 2 relationships I've been in, other marriages I've been in, I haven't had any problems with in-laws at all. They treat me really well. My wife, her family accepted me. They call me Shinseki all the time. Theo knows what this means. We were at a festival. We were walking around. Her cousin was like, "Hey, Shinseki." He pointing at me, telling everybody in his village, "Hey, that's my family. That's my family." They have no problem, man. When I took my son at 7 months old for the first time to see his grandfather at the train station in Niigata, his grandfather picked him up and didn't miss a beat, man. Looked him in the face. He was so happy. He was so jovial. I've never had any experience whatsoever like that with my wife's family at all. They all treat me with love and respect. And trust me, when you become family in Japan, you get to know more secrets about Japanese that you would never see on the outside.
Damn. Two questions for you now, Tony. First of all, what does Shinseki mean? And second of all, what secrets are you referring to now, Tony?
Yes. Okay. So Shinseki means family. So that means you are a family member. You are, Japanese have titles. As people probably know, they have all these titles that are portrayed on them, that are put on them. And a Shinseki is an honorable title to be. That means you are a family member. You belong in a family. Now, as far as the secrets and things like that, what I'm saying is like mostly when you see Japanese outside, they're very polite, they're very like cordial, and they don't display a lot of their attitudes and they don't tell you their opinions or whatnot. But what I'm giving you an example is like I'll be out with my family in the house or outside, and they'll say, yes, yes. And they'll
That's
say,
hilarious.
that's hilarious. Thanks, Theo. Oh, Theo. Hey,
Shout
love
out
you,
to
brother.
Theo, man. Shout out to Theo. That's
Theo.
hilarious.
Oh, I can't wait to meet that brother. But no, man. So they call you Civic family, right? So we'll be out and we'll be at a place and we'll be hooking up with some people, talking, and then we'll get back to the house, and then they'll tell me the real deal about the person. And I'll get home and they'll be like, "Hey man, so how'd you like that guy?" "Oh man, I couldn't stand him, man. He makes me sick to my stomach. You see how he's, So they don't say this outside, but they'll say it back home, or they may say something that they act like they like something, but then when they get back with you, they really don't like it, or they may be the opposite. But that's what I mean by secrets. They tell you how they really feel. They don't hide anything when you get to their houses or nothing like that.
Fantastic. Yo, this is some next level intel. This kind of intel is something that only the government would even know.
Yes. Oh, hey, brother, I wanted to answer your other question. You just asked me too. You said, how can brothers make things better with their in-laws? Okay, so here's my experience with and I always going to refer to my wife now because my wife and I've been married 14 years, man. And so when I first met my wife, her dad wasn't against the relationship at all. But I remember talking to him on the phone, and he's like, "Okay, if anything, can you just stay away from my daughter? Like as far as not dating, but just not make any serious moves on her until she's done with college, right?" Basically, he kind of acted like he didn't want me to even bother her too much. But she went back to Japan. We back on the phone. We calling each other back and forth almost every day. And so she had told me later on that he got a little bit upset with that because I didn't listen to him. And then later on, him and I met, and we hit it off because I remember her being nervous because we got the fiance visa done. So I went to Japan to pick her up. She had a big year. She just graduated from college. She was 22. I went to pick her up, and I was gonna stay at her family's house for a few days before we left. And she was all nervous. "Oh my God, how's things going with my daddy?" And we hit it off right away. And me and her had a candid conversation. I said, "Look," I respected what you wanted for your daughter. I did let your daughter graduate from college. But when you wanted me to back off a little bit, I'm not going to do that because I'm another man just like you." So what I'm getting at is, and he respected me for that. What you got to do is you got to be a man. You got to be a man about it. They don't respect simps. But when you're up in their face and you tell them exactly how you feel, you're being transparent with them, they love transparency. They really do. And if you can't communicate with them in their own language well, use your wife or any other source as an interpreter to get your feelings across.
Fantastic, bro. Crazy intel. Wow. This is great intel, bro. I'm going to open up the phone lines in 10, 20 minutes. I feel like you still have a lot to say, and I'll get brothers to ask you questions as to what's on their mind. But now I have a question for you, Theo. Would you say it's better to marry okay, so let's say you marry a Japanese woman, do you stay in Japan or do you bring her to America? But bear in mind that when you bring her to America, there's a possibility of her being poisoned by feminism, poisoned by hatred of men, being pushed up by the media, blaming men for everything bad in this world. Isn't that a problem, Tony? And couldn't that ruin a marriage when she's hanging out with her American friends? They're all feminists. They all say they hate men. They're all complaining about their husbands. I'm a bit scared there, Tony. Speak on that, Tony.
That from what my experience, that doesn't happen much. Japanese pretty much tend to stick to their own kind when they come over from Japan. You just keep in mind they're shy. Like I said, they're pessimistic. They have a low self-esteem, so they don't really like to hang out. And they would like to meet them, but that's not on their priority. Their number one priority is always taking care of their family. They will meet other Japanese women and hang out, and then you run the risk of they may meet the wrong one. But even then, unlike Korean women, Japanese women don't listen to each other much. Okay, they could care less if they don't talk to each other. And I've seen them in relationships where they've had problems with the woman, and the problems happen because the woman tried to change them or tried to get them to do something that they don't want. And Japanese are very good at resisting change. They do not want people trying to change their personality. So they're very resistant to that. So I would say out of all the women that I've seen from overseas, the Japanese woman is the one that would at least she would not do that. She wouldn't turn around and get westernized on you, unless she's been here and dated a lot of men while she was single. Then even then she won't be westernized, but she'll recognize that she's a hot thing, if you will.
Fantastic, bro. Fantastic.
And oh, to answer your question too, so you said if it's better to marry them in Japan than in the U.S. What I find with Japanese women is you can take them all over the world and you're not going to have any issues with them, no matter regardless. Of course, there's going to be always advantages to being married to them in Japan because they have access to their family. Their family can take care of their children. You can go out with them more because your children being taken care of. Unlike where my wife and I are here in Washington State, we don't have any family here. So it's a burden sometimes on us because we can't really get out like we want all the time until our family visits because she has nowhere to say, okay, let me just drop my little boy off. Let's drop our son off at grandma's house and then let's go out, that type of thing. So that's an advantage if they're in Japan as opposed to being overseas.
Fantastic, brother. Let me quote this super chat by Conrad Grant, another regular supporter of this channel. $2 $2 super chat. He says, "Big shouts to you, IP and Tony Berry. Shout to Conrad Grant. Appreciate the super chat. This is fantastic intel, Tony. This is just brothers. I recommend you guys to all watch my previous Japanese streams with Tony Berry and Theo WAF. They both mentioned that there are specific places where you want to date Japanese women and potentially marry them. You know, forget Tokyo, forget Osaka, go to places like Aomori, Niigata, and all these other places. You want to name drop some more cities, Tony?
Yes. Fukuoka, man, is the bomb. Fukuoka, Nagasaki, those Kyushu girls. Anywhere on Shikoku Island, like Matsuyama City up in on Shikoku. I mean, pretty much mostly everywhere is good, but you get a better pick when you get outside of the bigger metropolitan areas because the women out there are more traditional. They come home, their daddies come home every night. So therefore their time is accounted for, their duties are accounted for, and they're being groomed to be wives like their mother. So that's why that I prefer those as opposed to say basically what I mean is saying marrying a woman that has her own apartment in Osaka or Tokyo, if you will.
Fantastic, bro. I've got 3 questions for you coming on from that point, but let me shout this super chat. Shout out to Carlton Banks.
What's up, Carlton?
What's up, Carlton? For the $2 super chat. Big up Tony and my man, the
Thanks,
WAF.
brother.
Shout out
Thanks,
to
brother.
Tony Berry, and of course, shout out to Theo WAF, both legends in this passport space and both legends on my Facebook group. So the 3 questions are for you, Tony, is what area is your current wife from? Second
Yes.
question is, tell me more about Kyushu girls, because I've heard the same thing as well. Kyushu girls are very good looking. And
Mhm.
third, are Kyushu ladies checking for brothers? So those 3 questions, bro.
Yeah. So my wife is from Niigata. So it's funny. She's from that seaside of Japan. Niigata City is a city of a little bit over 1 million people. What's beautiful about where she's from is they have the best rice and sake in the world. They have the mountains, they have the ocean, so they got the beautiful scenery, the beautiful skiing like I like. And I've never even been skiing yet, but I'm going to go. They got a lot of mountain area. It's just the fresh air's out there, the water's clean. So that's why the women out there tend to have like larger breasts and like more like look more Mongolian, if you will, because the Mongolian has a really nice body when it comes to Asia. Um, Kyushu women, yes, they are very feminine as well, very nice. I've dated a few women from Kyushu. In fact, this one girl I remember vividly, a dentist. She had her own dental clinic in Japan. This woman was making well over, gugas of money every month. And I remember walking in the club in Roppongi with this Canadian chick. Australian girls are pinching me on my butt as I'm walking over the club. And here I am dropping this Canadian girl off with the rest of my friends after sleeping with her. And I saw this Japanese girl, met her, and it's the dentist from Kyushu. And she says, well, what do you want in Japan? And I looked at her in the face. I said, I just want to screw some Japanese girls. And then next she said, well, all right, then let's have a good time. And I spent 2 weeks with this woman. So They are beautiful. They're very sophisticated, surprisingly sophisticated. Being from Kyushu, even the Japanese males, they respect a lot of. They love a lot of the women from the Kyushu area, from Fukuoka, Nagasaki, Kumamoto area, and Oita too.
Are they checking for brothers?
Yes, yes, and they are checking for brothers. Yes, of course. Yes, yes, they are checking for brothers. Yes. Yes, because they have the big Navy base down there too. I don't know if it's that big. Some brothers might say it's not, but Sasebo, it looked like it was a little bit bigger, but to me, is in the Nagasaki area, and the brothers be loving it down there.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Hey, I've heard because I've in the UK I've met some Japanese people, and they always tell me about the Kyushu girls. And
Mhm.
apparently, there's a competition between universities, Kyushu University and another university. There's
Mhm.
competition between the ladies there. What university is that? I think it's Kyushu University, and there's one other
Ah,
university. There's
I
competition
don't know if
with.
it was Fukuoka down there. I didn't hear the competition. I know that they do have some silly things like that. Yeah, these girls are very competitive, and that was that's one thing I wanted to bring up too. Is Japanese women are very competitive, and that's why they tend to be on more on guard when they're living in Japan than they are when they're in the U.S.
Awesome, bro. Let me just call out the super chat. Um, Derek Taylor,
DT,
thank you,
what up,
bro.
Derek? What up,
Derek
Derek?
Taylor, thank you, bro, for the $25 super chat. That's much appreciated, brother.
That's my
Thank you.
man, DT. What up, baby?
Mad respect to Tony, Theo, IP for dropping this truth serum on us. I appreciate you, brothers. I appreciate you too, brother, for the super chat,
Yes.
for being a regular supporter, bro. Head down there to Japan and get the dime woman of your dreams. Fantastic, bro. Someone in the chat says, "Where are the darker skinned Japanese women?" Don't answer that question yet, Tony. Call in Ian W in literally 5 minutes. Ask Ian that question, then we'll go on from there. Yeah, because I admit, I like me some Japanese Brazilian woman, half
Mhm.
black, half Japanese woman. So
Mhm.
that's a good question, Ian W. Call in, bro, and you can ask Phil that question. Shout out to Ian W for the super chat,
So, yeah.
$5 in 5 Canadian dollars. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Ian. It's much appreciated. So Theo, I'm going to open up the phone lines in 5 minutes. Can we speak about your negative experiences with marrying your current Japanese woman? So
Yes.
she's your third marriage, but obviously
Yes.
not everything's perfect. There must be some
Yes.
experiences that you only experience with Japanese women. And before you
Mhm.
answer that question, let me just read a super chat. Shout out to DS, $2 super chat.
Yes. What
Thank
up,
you,
baby?
bro.
What's up,
Much
yes.
appreciated. So speak about the negatives within your marriage.
Yes, yes. So the negative things that I would say, for the most part, here's the thing: when you marry a Japanese woman with uh, zero or no body count, my wife happens to have no body count before she met me, which I'm proud of to say. But like I said, you don't have to always do that. But
And so,
virgins are
Tony, she
nice.
was 21, right?
Yes, she was 21. And
Crazy.
so here's the thing: you have to be prepared to teach them a lot of things. So let's say that if you were like myself, as an older male, and I'm used to certain behaviors when you're having sex, right? You're used to certain things, you're used to movements, you're used to, you have
Keep
to
it PG,
teach them.
yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I'm keeping the PG, brother, trust me, but you have to teach them a lot of things. You won't get the super freak that you may have been accustomed to, and whether you're dating these women or things like that, the case may be. You have to be willing to teach them and to talk to them about it. You won't have any problem making love, having sex with these women because they're very, very giving when they're married. When they're wives, they're very giving in their dating, but they're very giving when they're wives too. So that is never an issue. What the negatives I would say is getting across things about your culture, how you approach them when you're talking about the culture. Like, we've had a lot of issues going on, especially with the past year with the George Floyd thing and everything like that. And so you as a black male will tend to get sensitive and very emotional in your speech with them, and or I'd say not emotional but passionate in your speech with them about blackness. Like you'll see it on the news and say, "See, look, this is what I'm talking about. This, that, the other." They will not necessarily get as involved in the conversation as you would like them to get in. To me, I think that's a negative because they also won't respond. Their responses to your either your rhetoric or to your conversation may not necessarily be what you were looking for in response or how you was expecting them to respond. So I think that is it's kind of like a nuisance to me. It's annoyance if you will, with that. Also, too, you have to remember to keep things simple. And when you're talking with them with other groups of people, you have to stay within the context of the conversation. They don't like when you go out of a conversation, if you will. Also, they're very disciplined. My wife is really disciplined, being upset. She's a descendant of samurai, so she's got that stoicness to her, and so that may not brush well sometimes, depending on how I feel. But I've grown into that. I've grown into feeling comfortable with that. There's just things that I find my wife is very stubborn, like her mom, and sometimes stubborn women don't really fare well with me. But I always get around it because I can. If, for example, if you want them to do something, they will do it, but they may not want to do it at that time, or they may think, well, wait a minute, why? What is this? What's going on? But if you're in a situation where you're like, no, I need this done, I need it done now, then it gets done. Then there's no issue, there's nothing. So it's not like you're complaining about it. It's just that they may give you a different opinion on, well, wait a minute, I thought about it this way, or I thought about it that way. But if you're quite sure that that's the way you want to go, you have to stick with that way. They will respect that, and they will go ahead and get it done. So I think
Uh,
the biggest negative is just making sure that they understand your culture and things like that.
awesome. Thanks for that, J Bones. We got 126 people watching this live stream. So if you're new to this channel, I hope this has been a great introduction to you and the content I push out. Hit the subscribe button, for all the new people watching this video and my channel. And make sure you press the notification bell to always, so you never miss a post, an upload, or a live stream from me. But hit that subscribe button if you want to join the passport movement. As you can see, there are plenty of options abroad. It's not just about dating American women, dating UK women. How about you get your passport and travel? So Tony, do you want to say your closing statement before I open up the phone lines?
Yes. So I'm all about brothers getting over to Japan and checking things out, and getting themselves a nice Japanese woman. Always my goal, and I'm building a website on this now, to where I'll throw a link on Facebook when it's done. Tokyo 64, that's me. Um, is It's all about Japan. It's all about how brothers can succeed in Japan, how they can be successful. My goal has always been to get 100,000 brothers a year to go to Japan. So I'm going to be putting some sort of counter up there. I don't know how I'm going to be able to reach out to all these brothers, but those brothers are going to be then in turn with this platform, IP's platform. I will definitely be pushing that on my website because I believe that this is the best platform out there for this. But yeah, Japan, guys, is wide open, brothers. Japan is wide open for investment, for property, for women, whatever you want to do. You need to get over there and get you a decent woman that will raise your kids, and then your children will be living in. If you decide to live in Japan, will be living in a safe environment. For example, myself, we have property in Japan. My wife inherited it from her father. He has two properties. We have property there. We're going to be rebuilding a house over there. So we will be spending a lot of time in Japan as well, back and forth, because we feel as though that's a safe bet for us to be. So look at Japan not just as a place to date the women and to pick up a wife. Look at Japan as spending your whole life there if you so choose to do it, or as going back and forth between there and the country you live in now. It is well worth it, brothers. Trust me.
All right, thanks for that, Tony. So I'm going to open up the phone lines in a few seconds. I strongly suggest brothers to join the Facebook group. That's where you will find Tony Berry and Theo Double AF, Tony Demahin, Jay Bones, all intelligent brothers on that Facebook group who drop a lot of intel. So here's a Facebook group. It's exclusive. It gives great intel, great insight into traveling, finances, becoming a better person. So join my Facebook group at the moment. Make sure you have your AVI as yourself on the Facebook group, or I will not accept you. I don't allow trolls in my Facebook group, and I find that a lot of trolls are AVI less, or have AVIs of anime or some other dodgy picture. So brothers, make sure you put your human face on the AVI, and after that you can change it when I accept you. But join the Facebook group. Second of all, I'm also on Twitter. Twitter is popping. I have 114 followers. Brothers are retweeting my tweets. Brothers are DMing me through Twitter. So here's my Twitter account as well. Follow me on Twitter and DM me. I'll be using Twitter a lot more to push out the international passport movement, where I want to see more brothers getting their passports to meet foreign women and not just deal with Kyushu on the block all day. Last but not least is my Instagram page. So you can follow me on Instagram and you can send me a DM on Instagram as well. Instagram is also popping. I put out a lot of updates as to shows, what I'm working on, where I will travel to next. So there's my Instagram page. Follow me on IG and send me a DM. The one-to-one consultations are coming very soon. I'm working on that. The catch up is coming very soon as well. So um, brothers will brothers will be able to have phone calls with me one-to-one for a chargeable fee, where they can speak about their issues, about traveling, about navigating through life, consultations. So that's coming very soon, and let's go, call in brothers, and send through a couple more super chats if you're enjoying this content. Feel free to super chat. It's all appreciated in this channel and amongst my platform. Thank you very much. Okay, so call in. I'll drop the link. Call in, brothers.
Yeah, I'm gonna hook
Here's
that
the
super
stream.
chat up for you too.
What's it, bro?
I'm gonna hook up that super chat after this too, brother. Yes, definitely
Hey,
gonna do the super chat. Thank you.
much appreciated, Tony. Thank you, bro.
No problem, brother.
Call in, brothers. How do I remove this emoji? Okay, if I pin it to the live stream link. Let's get it. Mr. Tony Berry, another classic, hey?
Oh,
Back to
brother.
back classics.
Thanks, brother. I tell you, I could talk about Japan all day long, man. Trust me. I just like to see more brothers over there, man. More brothers over there enjoying life. You know, it's so well worth it.
So I see J Bones, the legend. Let me bring in J Bones, a regular supporter here on this channel, an intelligent brother. I love it when I speak to J Bones. Very great guy. What's up, J Bones?
Hey, IP, how are you, man? Can you hear me?
Not too bad, bro. I'm all right, bro. I can hear you loud and clear. You okay, brother?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's another classic on the way, bro. It's another classic on the way, man.
Too much
I tell you,
classics,
we
man.
are. Yeah, we are more than we are more than we're more than grateful, bro. Like to tell you the truth, man, we're lucky to have brothers like Tony and Theo in the building with us, man. You know,
Thanks, brothers.
there's nobody better than we can learn from, because it's not even about the idea of about the women's situation, but about having respectable brothers that we can actually look up to. That's the best part about it.
Mm.
Man, thanks, Jay, man. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you, man.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah,
If Theo in particular, Theo, he motivates me. Yeah, Tony and
yeah.
Theo,
Theo's
they
Yeah,
motivate
yeah
Theo.
me.
Theo's
Yes.
Theo's a wild guy. Theo's a little bit much more wild than Tony, but I still like Theo, bro.
But
Theo
Theo's still
motivate
single.
Yeah, Theo's a wild brother, man.
Theo motivated me to start learning Japanese. That there you go. That's the life right there. Having a great
Yeah,
influence where it's not about rap music. It's not about harming each other. It's not about
Yes.
saying the N word to each other. It's not
Yes.
about just mean mugging another black man. It's about getting positive influences. And in this channel, I'm getting it from everyone. I'm getting it from you, J Bones. I'm getting it from Tony Berry. I'm getting it from Thomas Demahin, from Theo. So I appreciate everyone in this channel. But yeah, J Bone, say your question to Tony Berry, bro.
yeah. Tony, I heard something very interesting a while back. That was probably like 5 minutes ago. You said that your wife, she's a descendant of a samurai.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow, that's heavy stuff, man. That's pretty cool. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, yeah. So whenever I go to Niigata, when we go to Niigata to see her family, her family lives in Niigata City, and her dad is from a place called Takata, a Joetsu city, which is actually about a 2.5 hour drive south of Niigata City. So every time we go there, when you go visit your folks in Japan, you have to pay homage. You have to visit the cemetery, what they call an ohaka in Japan, and you have to just pay homage to them, just respect, as a sign of respect, right? So every time we go there, we always take a trip down to Takata. And what I like is, you see the sceneries. Oh, Takata Castle is one of the most beautiful in the world with all the cherry blossoms and whatnot. And that's, in fact, that's where our other property's at. So we're just taking over her dad's place we grew up at. But we went down there one time, and right by the place where they first brought it into Japan, there's a guy called Lurch. He introduced skiing to Japan. Their house, that house is literally just a minute down the hill from there. So, but between all of that, there's a cemetery. And so we were at the cemetery, and it was beautiful. I was like, oh man, look at all these stones. They look different from, say, the regular ones I see on this out elsewhere. And I asked my wife, I said, why is this cemetery so nice? And she said, oh, this is a cemetery of samurai descendants. I was like, of what? And I said, are you samurai? She said, yes, I'm a samurai. My dad's samurai. My dad's dad was samurai. Yeah, we are samurai. So she doesn't go around cutting heads off, if you will. But what gets it, what is in the blood is the discipline, is what I noticed. She is very disciplined. She played tennis in high school. She was very good. She won quite a few tournaments. So that she's brought that to our relationship, that discipline. I can see it in my son as well too. So that's what I was getting at when I mentioned that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Once I heard that, I was like, whoa, that's some deep stuff. Does she get special treatment when she goes back to her village?
No, she doesn't. Her dad may. In fact, her dad is on the register. He was on the Japan's Air Self-Defense Force for 34 years, and he got an award from the emperor. I mean, him and his wife had to get dressed up. She had to wear the kimono. He wore a formal suit, and he went to see the emperor, and they got an award from the emperor of Japan, which was freaking me out because I know the importance of all that. So yeah, he gets treated a little bit different than, say, some of these other people.
Okay. Okay, that's pretty cool. Well, that's IP. That's pretty much what I got for you. I don't want to hold up the show because I know there's a lot of brothers that's gonna be calling in to question Tony. So I'm gonna be in the back, bro. Tony, thanks a lot, bro. We more than appreciate it, man. God bless.
Anytime.
God,
Thanks,
yeah,
brother.
God bless. Yeah, God bless brothers like you, man. We need, like I said, it's not even about the women's situation. Sometimes it's about having brothers to look up to, and guys like yourself and Theo is like pretty much the best example as black men that we can follow.
Oh, thanks, brother. That makes me feel it. Thanks, brother. Thanks. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thanks for that, J
Yeah.
Bones. Also, J Bones, get in touch with me. Give me an update regarding the Harvard thing that we're discussing.
Oh yeah. I spoke to the brother today. He gives a lot of lectures to some of the Harvard kids. So he's pretty busy. Those boys from Harvard, they're very serious people. So I spoke to him today. I got his email address, so I'm gonna send it to you when I get a chance, and then I can link you guys up, and we can get everything moving. He was telling me that when you guys do the live stream, you got to make sure you're very PG-13 with the questions because over there in China, their internet is monitored, so they can't just say anything. Yeah, so you got to be real careful with that when you guys are doing the live stream. But everything's go. He's more than excited. He actually wanted me to ask you if you want him to invite any Chinese girls or anybody to come up to the panel.
Of course, we want Chinese girls on there.
Yes, I gotta check this out, brother.
Yeah, I got you, man. Yeah, man. We gonna do it big. Trust me, IP. Your channel's about to blow up. Your channel's about to blow up. I told you, bro. It's about to get real big. We got some level-headed, conservative-minded young black men, and we got some brothers in here. Who's gonna be learning the best of the best. And like I said, it's important to have brothers like Tony and Theo. And things are looking real great, IP. We gonna do it big. Don't worry about it, bro. I got you.
Yeah, we got your back, brother.
Hey, thank you, brothers. Appreciate J Bones. Appreciate Tony and Theo and the rest. Okay, thank you, J Bones.
No problem, man. All right, Tony. I'll catch you boys later, man. IP. I'll see you later, bro.
All right, peace out, brother.
Right, see you later, brother.
Yes, sir.
Let me bring in the legendary Theo WAF.
Hey, yo, what up, dog?
Hey guys.
Theo.
Hey, you got a call, brother, too, man. I've been trying to call you for a few days, man. Hit me up.
What's up, Theo?
Sorry,
What's
man.
up, Theo?
I've been really busy. I've just been
I
working
know.
to death.
Don't worry about it, dog. You got it.
So I wanted to comment a little bit more on what Tony was saying, and that is, you really can't change the Japanese wife. If she has a certain way of thinking, you got to kind of go with it. And if you really try to go against the grain with her, it will not work. You kind of just have to position her or try to move her slowly like a rock down a mountain. I mean, but for the most part, it's not. She's like, this is the way it is. And it's like, this is the way it is. It's decided. And I'm like, okay. Like, that's just the way it is, man.
My son found it out yesterday. My son found it out yesterday, brother.
Yeah. So You just gotta give them a hug and give them a kiss and say, "All right, I'm done." Let me think. I'm trying to think of some others because I had some really big experiences on this one. I mean, I'm thinking like really vivid. Oh yeah, okay. So they really don't understand international things. It's like their scope of understanding is very limited, and you need to stay within that area. And like Tony said it well. And so basically, if you need to go outside that, you need kind of to tell her, I have something private to say, or I need to do something personal or kind of cultural thing over here. Do what you gotta do, but you need to cut her off for a while, put her in a bubble. So I'll give an example. I was with my fiance, who I married, when 9/11 happened. I was at her apartment, and I was stunned, of course, and I stayed up all night long. I didn't I just looked at the television. I couldn't do anything. And she was like, why do you care? Why is this a big thing? I'm like, did you just see what happened? Like we just, how many thousand people just died? That's New York. That's us. And she thought that it wasn't a big thing. And then I didn't go to work 3 days. And I finally went into work, and my manager was like, why did all the Americans stay home for the entire week? We're looking at him like, what do you think? Like, did you miss something on the television? Like, it's right there. Did you see? We're at war. Do you And they didn't think it was anything big. I was like, all right, man. Like, you live in your bubble, sure. So you have to really remember that about him. You're not. They do have that limitation, and yeah, this it kind of goes back and forth with the Japanese, but largely what you're saying about the Japanese is correct. So you have to learn how to speak Japanese like a man, and I don't always do that. It's more feminine, and even though it's business or I do professional translation, I still kind of translate like a woman.
So actually, hold on. So are you saying like when you speak Japanese, feel right? You've got to have like the deep voice, like arigato, right? Arigato, or something like that. Not like arigato, but arigato. Like have that assurance, have that masculine voice. Is that what you're saying, Theo?
No, it's the words they use.
I say some expressions that are like really feminine. They cannot touch it down. They cannot cut that down. Right?
Damon.
Yeah, damon. I say damon because that's what my wife said. Like, damon. Right? And like that's a really feminine thing to say, and I know it. Like this is I'm not supposed to speak that way, like as a man, but I do it because it's fun. So, like, I have to remember to talk like a man, but I don't always do it. So, yeah, what he says is really correct. You need to like maintain frame, and a lot of times you're just like, well, screw it, I'll just speak in English and have her speak in Japanese, and like that'll just be the way it is. That's just the way it goes. I think lastly, the last point, guys are asking about body types. I'm like, come on, guys. Japanese women have Japanese body types. They're shaped like Japanese. And I don't even know why you would care about another woman's body type. Like, because they're so feminine. My goodness. Yeah. I mean, woo! Like, I don't even know why you would really even care. I mean, if you want to have, like, the Brazilian-Japanese mix, then you have Brazil. You have Sao Paulo. You got 3 million half Japanese, half Brazilians there. So just go there and go get it. You might find a few of them in Japan, but there's you don't have a concentration of them right there. But you have, I mean, okay, so if you like Fukuoka women, you can go get them in Tokyo or in Japan. Mm-hmm. I prefer women from the north, like Sapporo, Aomori, something like that. That's just people have different preferences for different parts of the city. Kanagawa women are crazy. It really depends on what you want there. So yeah, just go probably where you really think that they're going to be that kind of concentration of the women that you want. And then last, okay, good job, IP, for actually learning Japanese. I congratulate you. Keep on studying it. As you know, it's it's easy to say. It's easy to learn how to say it.
Mm.
You're just the writing it. You have to remember. You have to
Yeah.
say it in a certain way, or it will not work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Learn it as you're reading it. Read Japanese as you're learning it. That's the better
Yeah.
way to do it. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much for that, brothers. I've got a super chat here. Shout out to Sonic Stains for the $5 super chat. If I drive luxury cars in Japan, what woman would I attract? I'm in e-commerce Turks. Tony or Theo, answer that question.
I can hit him on
Why?
that deal. When I met my wife, man, I had a Porsche, man, Boxer S. My wife was not impressed whatsoever. She did not care nothing about the car I drove. Absolutely nothing.
I know. They wouldn't even care. Who cares? I
No.
mean, so you want to be late to your destination because you're driving a car? Why would you do that? You could take the bus and the train. Everybody does that.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you? Like, okay, the better question to ask is, if you're a black man who's strong and determined, what kind of woman will you attract? Yeah, that's relevant.
Yes. Yes.
Dude.
Yeah. Sonic Strange, I think in the West, maybe cars are meted to attract women, but in Japan, I don't think it's not even a topic there. It's how you come across, and brothers need to actually dilute themselves of Western values. Please don't bring Western values to different countries.
No,
Why are
exactly.
you doing this?
But shout out to
Why?
Sonic Strange for the super chat. Thank you, bro.
I'm in the same page you are, Theo.
I'll put me in the back. I'll comment as you want. I'll come up every once in a while. Let the next guy come up.
All right. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Sonic Strange. Appreciate it, bro. Let me bring in Thomas Demahin. Put yourself on mute, Theo.
Sure.
What's up, Thomas?
What's up, man?
How you doing, bro? How you finding the live stream so far?
Amazing. What's up, Tony?
What's up, brother
Theo?
Thomas? What up?
This is. I've been waiting for this, fam. Yo, Japan. I told you, fam. Japan's a hotspot, fam. Brothers need to go to Japan. That's a major hotspot. I've already renewed my passport. Just fixing myself. I just got a fresh trim today, so I'm feeling fresh today. Very fresh.
Every day, brother. Low maintenance.
Man like Thomas.
Oh.
Hey, Thomas, fire away any questions you have for Tony.
All right, Tony. One question I have here is this may come off as a myth, but is it true? Yeah, once Japanese women marry, they become less intimate with their husbands and mainly focus on the kids. Is that true, based on your experience?
On my experience, no. It depends on the woman, and it also depends on how the man wants to run the relationship. I know that. I mean, I have no problem with where I'm in mine, but I know, I've seen it where some women will drop off. They will stop becoming affectionate, but that is only because they are looking at their mother. All the women in Japan will end up like their mom, whether it's 35 or 40. One point in their life, they're going to end up like their mom. And however their mom was married to their dad, that's pretty much how they're going to be, unless you as a man let them know in a lot of ways that's not going to happen. I know my partner of mine that I was telling you about, he's going through that similar thing where he's trying to get his wife pregnant and his wife is on a schedule. This, that, the other. And she's acting just like her mom. She's just been in the States for like less than 2 years. And I'm telling him, you need to put her let her know right away that you are not going to deal with that. So you have to talk to him. You have to tell him what's going on.
Cool. So I'm wondering, if I marry a Japanese woman, will Japanese men give me, some kind of side eye because I'm married to a beautiful Japanese woman, or would they respect me? Well, have you experienced either one of those? Either the Japanese men are in competition with you, or do they respect you?
No, I've never had that problem. I think, if anything, it was on me. I thought it was a problem at first when I was new to the society, but I've never had that experience. I think, if anything, the Japanese men, the ones that are interested in women, they're very smart. They keep in mind, they won't marry a dime. They'll marry a 6 or a 7. They're not marrying a dime. because they don't want the stress. To them, anyway, they also have a self-esteem issue, so they don't want to deal with the stress. And Theo could come in on this. I'd love to hear Theo's output on it. But yeah, they don't deal with that type of life.
Also, cool, man. That's very good. One of the questions that your wife is the son of the samurai. So I'm the samurai. I have so much respect for the history of the samurai, fam. I said the way of the samurai, fam, but that's the way to go, fam. One question I have is the samurai still a big thing in Japan? Right,
No. Sorry.
because I think around the mid 19th century, Japan became a more industrial country, so they kind of put the way of the samurai in the past. So I was wondering, is the samurai still relevant today in Japan?
No, it's not as relevant, but they recognize the descendancy. Like I said, my father-in-law, he served 34 years in the air self-defense force. He got an award from the emperor. So yeah, he's a descendant samurai, so is my wife, but they don't walk around and say, oh yeah, hey, that's a samurai person. You won't know who is or whatever. It went away, like you said, when Edo came in 1868. When the Meiji came in, that's when they were like, okay, well, we're going to do something totally different now. So I would say it's not prevalent at all.
Oh man, that's great, man. One other question I have is so as we're talking right now, a lot of us brothers, Japan is now a great hotspot. But one thing I want to know is like, what came of the division between Japanese men and Japanese women? Like,
oh yes, sorry. Well, for what I see is, and this is my own personal view, and I'm sure Theo's got another take on this. A lot of the men there are starting to me, that generation, they're simping a lot. They're not as into the women because they're like, it's stressful to them. They think it's stressful to go out with a woman, to go on a date. Like I said, they have their self-esteem issue. They're shy. There's a combination of things. The women have gotten big, but what they don't understand is, but I've seen it, but a Japanese man that acts like a man will get a woman. And he'll get a nice woman. He's not, like I said, he's not going to marry a 10. He's going to marry a 6 or 7, but he can get a 10 all day long. So it's just, sometimes I look at these guys, I'm like, come on, man, I just want to push him. Like, come on, man, just get out there and do it. Just go talk to her. And they have a lot of problems with that.
that's kind of a similar issue what's going on in the West, but the difference is that here in the West we're more the same culture is a pandemic. So
Yes.
Can we come back to this later on, Thomas? Because that's a good question there, but I need to go through everyone in the call, bro. But I'll come at you later, okay, bro?
thanks, bro.
No worries, Thomas. Shout out to Ian W for the super chat, $5. Ian, I appreciate the super chat, brother. Hope you're keeping well, bro. And again, thank you very much for the super chat, brother. It's much appreciated. So we got a packed house in the call. Thomas, do you mind logging off just for 5 minutes? Just drop off the call for 5 minutes, and then call back in 5 minutes time. Hopefully there'll be more space for you, okay, bro? So I'm gonna remove you from the stream, and I'm going to kick you out of the panel. But call back in 10 minutes time, because it's better that way, so everyone gets a chance to speak. Kick from studio. Okay. Let me bring in Derek Taylor. What's up, brother?
Oh, hey, what up?
Tony B, how you doing?
How you doing?
All right. Shout out to Theo, my man, as well. IP, love the content, man. This is another epic stream. I've got one question for you, Tony.
So hold on, Derek. Before you say that question, I've got a super chat here as well. Shout out to Sonic Strains. He says, "Is it worth buying a car if on tourist visa?" So Theo says no. Theo, let's be kind here, Theo. Come on, bro. Let's be kind here, bro. Everyone, let's be appreciative. So Sonic, no, it isn't, according to what Theo and Tony have said. Let's be kind here, brothers. I think Sonic is just, he's just a bit nervous here. But Sonic, thank you very much for the super chat. It's much appreciated, bro. Carry on, Derek.
Yeah. So Tony, now you've been married for what, 14 years?
Yes, yes,
And that whole time was living here in the Matrix, right?
yes, yes.
So I threw a question to Theo earlier in the stream, and I asked him something about, do Japanese women ever change? And he said they never change. So how, I mean, do you not let her go out, or is she always in the house? Does she have friends? I mean,
Yes.
how has she not changed her ways into, buying
Yes.
into all the crap that's going on here?
Yeah. Okay, and good question, brother. And I know that 18-year-old Scotch in that cold train was hooking you up.
Hey, it's empty.
Oh, okay. But no, the reason why I would say, here's why I said they don't change much, because first of all, when they get here, they are focused on their family. And it's not like they don't go out. My wife, she'll get out, she'll do, like, she was walking around, met a few of the neighbors. We hung out at some of the neighbors' place, things like that. They tend to look for Japanese women first if they can get it, if they can meet them. They like meeting people from Japan because they have some similarities. So she does have Japanese friends here and some good Japanese friends. But it took her a while to meet them because there's not as many of them in Seattle area as there used to be. Like when I first got here in '92, there was a lot of Japanese, but now there's not as many of them coming over from Japan as much. Well, you got the pandemic and everything, but still before the pandemic, the numbers had dwindled down. They still have them, but you got to go to Vancouver now. Vancouver,
that's right.
That's right. More. But no, they don't change because they're like Theo said, and like I'm going to say again, they're stuck in their ways. They emulate their moms. Their family is important. They're very loyal. So if you mess around on them, they're not just going to go out and mess around because you messed around. Especially if they come from a good family.
Right.
They're going to deal with you, but they're not going to walk away. That's not what they do. But they will tell you, if anything, what they don't want. Like my wife, I've never done this, I never will, does not want anybody hitting on her, which, that she's very adamant about. Another woman may be adamant about something else. Don't do this or I'll do that.
Right.
But no, they don't change much, no.
Okay.
No. I see Theo's face. I'm like,
Someone said someone said edutain on the live stream. Shout out to brothers, man. Go to the channel. Edutain.
Thank you.
Hey, shout out to brothers, man. You guys are hilarious, man. You guys are awesome.
Just one other little quick question. So, if you're in Japan, anywhere there, you mentioned a few hot spots earlier, and you're walking around with a dime. What do the Japanese guys think of that? Do they get jealous? I mean, you just mentioned earlier that they don't want the dime.
No. They don't get jealous. They if anything, like I said, they'll date dimes all day long.
Okay.
But they won't marry a dime because, like I said, their self-esteem is surprisingly low for a man. It depends. The older men, they have higher self-esteem, but the younger guys, it seems like the self-esteem level gets lower every 10 years or whatever. But they don't care. They don't get jealous. I've never had an experience where a Japanese guy looked at me like, why are you going out with him? Why are you going out? I've never had that experience. Because they know there's plenty of women. But let me
make this comment. So with herbivore man, which is basically the precursor to MGTOW, right now it has resulted in 15% of men in their 40s still being virgins.
Yes.
All right.
Wow.
I am not joking. So you have a significant. We're not talking about the 30s and 20s still. So you got a significant number of men who aren't even dating. They don't even care. It's kind of like me here in Austin. I don't date. I don't even care. Like if I'm going to go date, I'm going to get an airplane and go out and date someplace else. So I'm not dating here. So you got a lot of guys who are just like not dating, just only working. They're in the who knows what they're into. I'm not going to go into it because they're not my enemy. I like them. Like they're fine. They're cool.
Yeah.
So you have all these women you can date. I mean, I remember I dated some. Like the woman I married was beautiful, but I dated women who were much more beautiful than her, and nobody cared. Like if I was in the park making out with her, which I did all the time, or I was just someplace doing something, who knows what, some sort of like something required repenting, right? Like nobody cared. I just got my freak on and did it literally. So don't worry about that. They're not going to look at you. They're just not. Nah.
And they don't look at the woman either. They're not going to look at her in shame either. That's not how they work.
Wow. You know? Okay.
To a Japanese, sex is like drinking water.
Okay. Right. Hey, I appreciate it, brothers. You guys did another phenomenal classic stream. We'll be chatting it up soon.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah. What he said about the wife being like her mother, oh, it is so correct. Like, I mean, honestly, go meet her mom just to make sure. Her mom. Because
wow.
Like, my wife said that I told her the way things were going to be in the marriage, and she agreed, and I met her mother, and then after we got married, everything my wife said agreed with me disappeared, and she became like her mother. And I was sitting there, I was like, what have you done to me? Like, what? I didn't agree with this. Like, you're like your mom now. I have a really big problem. Like, stop this. Like, no, it didn't stop. So, yeah, go meet the mom.
That's why I wanted to bring up on that too, brothers. And I know IP, I didn't mention this, but when I was dating my wife and I went to see her in Japan for the first time, I went out to dinner with her and her mom and her sister, and her mom was beautiful. She's like 54 at the time. She had short hair, like she was a hairstylist, dressed nice, smelled good, looked good. And I was like, oh my God, if my wife don't look like that at 54, I said, this is probably the woman for me. And that's what got me attracted even more into her and how her mother is. So like Cleo's right, they're just like their mom, and her mom is beautiful, and you know, she still makes love to her dad. And so I was like, oh, okay, that's the woman I'm gonna be with. So, and I can see it in my own wife. So yeah. So
right on.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Thanks for calling in, Derek. If you put yourself on mute, bro, I'm gonna add in another caller to the stream. Zanzu. Yeah, Zanzu, I've shared the link with you. If you can please get that Japanese girl to call in to the live stream, that'd be fantastic. We'll answer questions. Of course, we'll be kind. We're not a bunch of douchebags. But yeah, let her call in, bro. And if she can call into the live stream and just join the panel, and then I want to know her thoughts. We want to know a Japanese woman's thoughts on this topic. I know Tony Berry's gonna go off. Theo WAF gonna go off as well. But let me bring in Tro Ocho. What's up, Tro Ocho? What's up, bro?
Greetings, panel. What's going on?
Oh, good, brother. You said you're in Japan right now.
And everything. Yep, I live in Japan. I actually live in Chigasaki. So I do agree with a lot of the things you guys are saying, but there are some things that are a little bit different. My experience has been a little different, but I think it's because my whole path here to Japan has been completely different as well. So a little bit about myself. Originally from Miami, Florida, I joined the Navy shortly after graduating, and I've lived in Japan for roughly about 15 years. I married my wife while I was stationed down in Sasebo. We've been married for about 24 years. Now, for being in the military, I did travel all over Japan. I've different walks of life, and also folks that have different standards and customs of living. There's the overall traditional thing, but then there's also folks that move a little differently because of their socioeconomic status. They have the projects over here too. There are folks in Japan that are influenced by different areas of American culture and stuff. So people move a different way. So looking at some of the questions that was coming in, generally speaking, I agree with everything the guys were saying. But when I was a young buck running around in the early 90s here in Japan, there was a massive influence of American culture. Whether it be black music, country music, rock and roll music, whatever the case may be. And there was different Japanese folks that was influenced by it, and that kind of dictated the way that they moved as well. So, just wanted to plug that in there. And again, agree with most of the stuff you're saying, but there are some differences in there just depending on what part of Japan you're in and the folks that you're moving around and mingling with.
I agree with the Troy on that, and I wanted to add in one more thing, if I can, brothers. And here's another difference: is in Japan, generations are not like in the West, where the difference by 40 years. it's only a 10-year difference. So like a woman that's 10 years older than another woman, or a guy that's 10 years older than another guy, they will go through totally different experiences and they'll have different outlooks on life. So that's another thing that I forgot to mention too.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. And then you guys were discussing earlier about relationships between Japanese male and women. I know the other gentleman was he kind of alluded to something similar to MGTOW. There is a bit of that going on over here with the current generation of millennials and Gen Zs. I think they call it herbivore men, where there's just generally just not an interest at all. Personally, what I think it is going back to the traditional way that Japanese folks normally do things. When you're looking at the family, dad going out there busting his butt, bringing home the bacon, mom taking care of the house and everything. I think there's been a lot of guys who've been, looking at that and thinking like, man, I don't see that for me. I don't want to be killing myself coming home late at night and and then I have a wife that's either nagging or that's going to be holding back intimacy or whatever the case may be, and they just completely checked out. They would rather just get themselves a job and get on PlayStation all day than to actually get out there. Now, it's not all men, but there is a significant number of guys that are doing that. But generally, the older generations, or maybe our generation, there are still a bunch of folks out here that are actually still doing the man thing. They're going out to the clubs. They're hitting up dating sites. They're still doing what you would expect men to do in order to get girlfriends and wives. So I think there's just a big dynamic shift between the different generations here along with that.
All right, thank you very much, Tro Ocho.
Let me go and comment on that one. Okay, so where you're in Kanagawa, and I would generally say people in Kanagawa are somewhat normal, and it's why I like going there. I can kind of deal with them. They're not. You're not going to really see much herbivore man in Kanagawa. The women are lively, the men are lively. Like they kind of everything's working there. When I was in '97, I arrived. I started hearing about herbivore man, and I was like, this is why it was so easy to date. And they were telling me, it's so. I mean, it was like fish in a barrel to date because of herbivore man, and it just got worse every year. So in your area, you're not going to really see it. If you go to Saitama, Chiba, that's where you start seeing herbivore man come out.
Yeah,
and you just start seeing these women, and you're like, there's a lot of single women. Like, how did this happen? There's a lot of single women in this area. And it's kind of easy to date. Wow. I mean, I can kind of do this at will. And
I met a lot of women in Saitama.
I would say like Saitama going all the way up to like just below Sendai. I've traveled like all over Japan and stuff, but that particular area there, it's like that. And honestly, I would, it sounds kind of crazy, but I would say that I think the reason why like the Kanagawa area is a little bit normal, and other parts of Tokyo, like not the metropolis, but the actual other parts of the prefecture that's not so populated. I think in those areas it's not too crazy, but I think because the military bases are there, there's a massive influence that that folks can observe. Because when I was stationed down in Sasebo, the Nagasaki area, Kumamoto, there was certain areas that military folks didn't really visit too much, but when you did, but for those that did get down there, it's just like you said, it was like shooting fish in a barrel. Like even if there was a language barrier, just the vibe and just like the different way of carrying yourself, it was something new and different and exciting, and it was something that they wanted to be a part of. So it made it easy for you to and most Japanese folks, even if they can't speak English, because it is required, English is required, to get into high school. There's classes, it's super mandatory. I actually have a buddy who actually owns an English teaching school up in Kyushu. And his sons are actually helping him run that now. And he has one son who's actually getting ready to he doesn't want to go to college, what he wants to do is since they're focused so much on teaching English, he wants to join his father's business, and he is
sorry, bro. I might have to. Sorry, but I have to cut it short, bro. So I need to run through everyone in the queue, bro. But thank you very much for calling in, brother. Are you new to? Are you a new viewer to the channel?
Yeah, I've been a lurker for quite a while. With the time difference, I haven't really been able to get in there as much as I want. But I'll this is a very interesting topic, so I will be checking in a lot more often now and stuff. Just a timing thing with me.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for calling in, brother.
Thanks,
Much appreciated.
So I've got brother. Thanks, brother.
Got a super chat from Neil Gotti, $499. Thank you very much for the super chat, brother. Much appreciated. He says, I live in Okinawa for 6 years and my wife is from Okinawa, but my preferred to live is USA because of the opportunities for our children. Very true. Like Theo as well. Theo doesn't want to be in the USA, but it's good for his career. He makes a lot of money there, you know, and that's the issue we have as passport brothers. Like our countries that we're from, America, UK, the economy is so good compared to other countries, and it's very sad, but what can we do? So that's much appreciated for the super chat, Neil Gotti. I've got another super chat here as well from Tony K, $1. Thank you very much for the super chat, bro. It is much appreciated. Let me bring in D. What is up, D?
Hello. Hi. How are you doing?
Not too bad, brother.
Good. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Got you,
Cool. Awesome. So Tony, I have a question for you. So I plan on joining the army by January, right? And do you think is there an army base in Japan?
Hey, brother, I'm Air Force man before, so why don't you just go ahead and change it to the Air Force branch instead of Army, brother? Trust me. No, just that's what you meant. No, there is Camp Zama, and you do have Army in Japan. But here's the thing: you're going to be limited to where you go. There's a lot of Army bases in Okinawa. Okinawa is just, to me, I mean, I was there 7 years, man, and you want to try to get the mainland. I'm not knocking Okinawa, but dating-wise, mainland is so much more diverse, so much better. If you go Army, try to get to Camp Zama up in mainland, which is between Atsugi Air Base, Navy, and Yokota, all up in that area. But if you still have a chance to change branches, I would choose the Air Force over it all.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of Air Force, but
we have better bases and more locations.
yeah, I think Air Force definitely the best route. I might join that actually.
Yeah.
Another question. Because the Tokyo Olympic is happening / pandemic going on, is it a good time to go to like Japan now?
I got good intel on that. So one of the guys that was on the group that's in the Facebook group, Kamal Brooks, who I communicate with on a daily basis, he just landed in Yokota. And so Yokota is to make it long story short, is a big Air Force base outside of Tokyo, like west, like it's like look like northwest Tokyo. And he said that they have to do a 2-week quarantine, but after that, they're fine. So now I don't know what's going to happen when he leaves the yard, meaning the base, we call base yard. When he goes off base, I don't know what kind of restrictions they have, but I do know that Tokyo and I think Chiba and a couple other prefectures around the surrounding area are in lockdown right now. So it just depends. Now, Japanese, from what I see, and I think Theo can kind of elaborate on this too, is that they tend to go into a lockdown, but then they'll pull out of lockdowns quick. So they may lock you down for like 2 or 3 weeks and then bam, open it back up and watch and see how the public does. And if they mess up, they'll throw them back in lockdown again. So I wouldn't really worry too much about it. As long as you got your shots and you get through your 2 weeks, you'll be fine.
Yeah, because I was planning on going to visit there for at least 2 weeks myself to Japan. But if the quarantine is 2 weeks, then I might have to stay a month,
Yeah, you want to wait till next year. If anything, I wouldn't touch Japan this year. I'd touch it like sometime next year. I know this Delta variant is causing a lot of problems too.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I wanted to go in December, and I have my ticket ready, and I'm probably gonna have to change it because I'm just looking at this quarantine. And I mean, I'm talking to my friends there a lot in Tokyo, central Tokyo, and they're like, "Nah, man, the quarantine's gonna get me." So, yeah, what can I do?
Cool. So, another thing, somebody, one of you guys said something about the wife acting like the mom. So I'm assuming Japanese women, for the most part, do not have a rebellious face.
Wait, now, okay, they may act like the mom, but here's the thing. And I forgot to mention this, IP. I'm sorry, my apologies, brothers. When you're dating, setting the woman up to marry, make sure that that woman talks about her dad. I mean, you want to talk about her dad every once in a while. They do bump heads with their mother because as they get older and they're in the kitchen, women don't want another woman in the kitchen. That's just the way they act. It's the way they operate. I mean, my wife and them never had any problems as an adult, but teenagers growing up, I've seen her sister and her mom fight a lot. And my mom probably had, my wife probably had a couple of run-ins with her mom, but they get along really great. It's just that they think so much alike. That's what it is. That's where they bump heads.
Gotcha.
It's a healthy bump. It's a healthy discussion, if you will.
Right, more like a reflection of each other.
Yes, but make sure that if you're going to marry a Japanese girl, that they talk about their dad a lot, because the woman that doesn't talk about the dad is not the woman for you.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, that's great intel. Great intel. All right, 2 more questions, then I'm out.
Okay, bro.
So Tokyo 64. Now, why did you name your website Tokyo 64? Is it a reference to Nintendo 64 or just a coincidence or what?
No. I when I was in college, I studied Japanese history. I studied Asian history, but I really focused on Japanese history. And 1964 is the greatest year in Japanese history. That is when, basically, think about it, 19 years after World War II, they were in shambles in 45, firebombed, all this other thing, war-torn. And just 19 short years, they came back into the world in 64. And that's the real Japan. That is the Japan that they really wanted to present to the world before the military took over in the 30s. They really wanted the world to see, look, this is the real Japan. And that's why I call it Tokyo 64. Because I know that 64 was a beautiful year for Japan.
Gotcha. All right. So the last thing I wanted to ask Theo, when you said that your wife, is it, when you talk like a Japanese woman, well, at least you speak as a Japanese. I forgot how you said it, but is it the equivalent of for example, having like feminine words in, like, for example, when somebody say like, oh my gosh, like this is so this, oh my gosh, like, is it the equivalent of that but in Japanese?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
And that's just because you tend to start talking like her because she's like, so my wife didn't speak in English, so we were always speaking in Japanese, and then she would tell me new phrases that I never heard before, so then I would just start saying them. And then we'd start going back and forth about it. And then I would go to the office, and then like the next day or the next week, and be like, "Man, people don't talk this way." So, like, I'm not supposed to say it like this. Okay, so I go back. I'll be like with her, and be like, "Okay, I understand that I'm speaking in a feminine way with you, but it's really fun."
Yeah, it's fun.
Like, so I'll give you another example real quick. If a baby is screaming. My wife would say kaiju damon, and so that's really like a feminine thing to say.
Yes.
And I still, after 20 years, I still here in Austin, I go around, I see a kid, I'm like kaiju damon. I say the same thing.
Yeah, you can say that though. So sometimes you can say it like Theo said because it's kind of fun. Just having fun with it. But I think the difference between Theo and the ones I was talking about, especially like a lot of the white guys, they happen to just, the whole conversation is like a female.
Oh, I see.
So like Theo said, you could get, like when you go in the bar, you joke when you say, "Ooh, I said a chata."
Right.
You know, that kind of thing. But that's because you're emulating them, and that's what you learn. But these guys, the whole way they talk is like a female.
So in a way, they're talking like in a way very feminine, where like somebody from, for example, in the US might say like, "Oh my gosh," like Becky, but they actually talk like that the whole way through, instead of just kind of like imitating or making fun of.
Yes.
God.
If you look at Theo, Theo is a man. He looks like a man. He is a
right.
man. But
so you're gonna expect him to say certain things as a man.
Yeah.
Right. So okay, so that's actually good to know, because if I was gonna, because I do have a friend that's Japanese also, and she did taught me Japanese, and I noticed her words were really playful, but I just didn't knew it was feminine words. So now I have something to be aware of.
All right, thanks for that, D.
Japanese teacher. But thank you.
Thanks,
no
D.
problem, D. Stay in the background, bro. Okay, thank you very much, D.
Gotcha.
Got a super chat from Sonic Stains. What's up, brother? Thank you very much for the super chat, Sonic Stains, $5. He says, Theo, I had an employee call me, so I stopped watching stream. Tell me if buying a car is stupid because visa length. What's going on? Traffic congestion. What's going on? Bro, I don't think you need cars in Japan, especially if you're in the big cities, bro. But Sonic, why don't you call in Sonic Stains? That'd be great as well. But I think Theo's tired, bro. But Sonic Stains, I appreciate the super chat. It's much appreciated. Let me bring in the caller DS.
DS in the house.
DS, that's the brother who had the book out and asked a lot of questions there. The brother was dedicated last stream. What's up, DS?
Hey, how are you doing, everybody?
What's up, D?
All good, bro. You okay?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, man. And this stream is very informative, and I got a few questions that won't take up too much time, but I just can't find the answers anywhere. And having you know, brother Tony on here and brother Theo and even IP on here, I know one of you guys will be able to answer this question that I've been trying to figure out. So, I've been hearing about this from Japanese salarymen, but basically is I don't know how to pronounce it. Okusaikai, basically the monthly salary allowance that Japanese wives put on Japanese men and sometimes foreign men, and only give them an allowance out of their, basically take control of the whole finance. I just wanted to know, is that still a thing? Is a lot of simps going for that, or is that, I'm just trying to figure out, like, is this still a thing where they'll take all your salary and they'll only give you 300, 50,000 yen, and that's it?
Well, no. Okay, so Theo, I know Theo's got a lot to say on this too, but see, in my situation, I'm not like that because we live in the States and I have a problem actually getting my wife looking at the numbers. So it's the opposite for me. But now, if we were living in Japan, I would want my wife to take care of all the bills and everything like that. I do know that would be her responsibility because she can read it more. I can read it, but she's more into it. She can talk to them more. I do know that there are couples out there where the man has to give over the money and then the woman gives him a kotsukai so that way he can have his funds to go out. And that is purely because the man may not know how to spend money when he gets drunk. That's what it all really comes out of. But Theo probably got some more info on that too.
My wife tried that on me. That ended quick. That did not go through. I told her before marriage that wasn't going to happen, and during marriage that didn't happen either. We had various money problems, to be honest. There are various reasons. I'm not going to talk about them right now. But no, I paid all the bills. That was it. I mean, I had to go do Furikomi, which is a transfer at the bank. You just put a card in and you do all your money transfers from there for the account. It's pretty easy to do. If anything, I gave her money. She had her own job, but then there was time that she needed money, so I would just transfer money to her. Yeah, that's the way it is. For most salaryman, the Japanese salaryman, they only do get a bunseki. They only get like a certain amount per month. They tried that on other white boys, simps. Yeah. That didn't work on me. No,
and a lot of the white boys, they do it to them a lot. You'll see them; they'll come in and they'll be like, "Hey, I gotta go. My wife just gave me a kotsukai. I don't have much money left." That happens to them a lot. But like Theo said, that's never happened to me. If I was living in Japan, even like I said, my wife would pay the bills, but she would always come to me and say, "Hey, this is what I need. This is what I need. That what I need. That." Or she would have access to my account. But that's because I fully trust her. And not to say that Theo didn't trust his wife. It's just that some certain men, like myself included, we don't feel comfortable having them handle everything. And I'm sure IP would be the same way.
Definitely. And my last question is, how were your guys' Japanese wedding? Is it similar to the Western style? Do they expect rings? Because I know that's more of a Western concept. And did you buy her a ring? Or what are they kind of expecting when you do propose to them, and kind of the process? Is it similar to the West, or is it a completely different thing in the East?
I've never had a wedding. I know for the most part, like when I asked my wife to marry me, we were literally sitting in my condo in Seattle, and I hadn't gotten the ring yet. I knew what I wanted, but it was because she was rushing back to Japan. She had to get back to Japan. You know, she stayed almost 3 months, and they can only stay here for 3 months. She was on a school break. So I was like, okay, well, hey, before you go back, I just want to ask you a question. I proposed to her. She said yes. Then she went back, and then when we got married, then I got her the ring. So yeah, they don't expect it, but they wear rings on their fingers when they're married. Mm-hmm. And you know, some of them they're not going to expect. Like my wife, she's a real simple woman. You know, I keep telling her, well, hey, let's have a wedding. Let's have a wedding. She's like, I don't need no wedding. What do I need a wedding for? I don't really need it. I know you love me. I don't care about me. It just depends on the person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in my case, I told her that we can get married anytime that she wanted to. And so I didn't actually propose. And then she said, okay. And then she thought about it for a while. She said, okay, well, let's get married like in March. And I said, all right, fine, let's do it. And then I went later on to Cartier and I bought her ring.
Hey, Cartier, yup, same place.
Yeah, and it was in Ginza. And I bought a ring for myself, and that's how it went. She had her engagement ring, and we had wedding rings. We did have a formal wedding. It was in Waseda University. I told her that I only wanted to have a ceremony. Like, I'm Christian. I can get married in my local church for free. And we can go to the city hall and sign the document, which we have to do anyway. So the family actually paid for the wedding, and I paid half of the honeymoon. That's actually how the breakdown was.
And that's what happened to my friend too. He just got married 2 years ago here to my wife's girlfriend, and he had a wedding in Japan, but the family paid for the wedding and he paid for the honeymoon. Same thing.
Did you guys ever had to ask permission from the father, like some of those traditional ways?
Yes.
To respect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I had to. Yes, we did. I had to. I know Theo did. Yes.
Yes is 100% marrying a Japanese woman. You can tell in his eyes.
Yeah. So like when I met her family, she didn't do anything near me until I asked permission to marry her. And then the father, he gave me the whole spiel and everything. I remember what he said. And then he's like, okay, it's approved. He approves it. And then that's when she was next to me. She actually like sat next to me, and she did things next to me from then on. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same as mine when I went to see, because I met her father. The day I met her father, I literally gave him the card, and then I proposed. I mean, I asked if I could marry his daughter. Of course, it was all academic because I had the fiance visa already. And then he would have bowed down to me, and he was thanking me, or say we not much. He was thanking me for everything, and take care of my daughter. Please give her a good life, that kind of thing. Yep.
Awesome.
Well,
is that all your questions, DS? All good?
Yeah, that's everything, man. I appreciate it. So
anytime, DS, anytime, brother.
No problem,
all right,
bro.
guys.
Thank you for calling in, DS. Much appreciated, brother. Okay, let me bring in Randy Gaston. What's up, Randy?
Good day, everyone. Calling in from Jamaica. Blessed up.
Bro.
So, long time watcher of International Passport. Big up from Jamaica. Tell the brothers what it is. Wagwan indeed, because right now, with my time and work, I watch you after I finish, or even after a long day, to take in the information, saying, yo, as brothers, we need to be looking outside. Yeah, the women in our own are a bit crazy right now, but going out there and getting that experience, as I said, a Japanese woman, because growing up, I watch anime since I'm like 9, I'm 29 now, so 20 years watching this thing, but because of being a history major, I look at their culture. To answer a thing about the herbivore men, there was a documentary about them where it showed that, they don't want the stress. They already know that they're going to work, they're going to do this and that. They say, hey, I can go to a cuddle bar, pay this much, have a girl there for me. Then I can go back to that stressful day at work. They don't want to fully engage in that family lifestyle. But for me, I love the fact that the duty that Japanese place on themselves, that respect that they have for themselves, makes me more attracted to Japanese women. And as a Jamaican, they have this thing called Ichiban, where they actually copy or dance us. I'm like, you know what, man, I go there. I go there with my cut off jeans, pants, me marina and thing. But my question for Tony and Artio is, that duty that they have towards their family. For me, it's down here in Jamaica, women are more about themselves. When they do get a child, they're about themselves, and that's their status. What it is for a Japanese woman to have a family and or baby.
If I could say, because I'm in that situation, I got another one on the way in October.
Nice.
So okay, so they're very. My wife's family is number one to her. My wife understands, as I do, being a high value male that I am, and Theo is also a high value male, and I know we got some other high value males up here. Everybody in the relationship understands that marriage is work. It's not bad work. It's just work. It's just you have to be able to build that foundation together, and there's a lot of rewards you get out of marriage. The problem in Japan with the men that don't want to get into that is because they've been beaten down so much by society, and especially by older men who don't even give them a chance to excel. And I always tell my wife, if you kill everybody over 60 in Japan, your country's going to be a lot better off, because you got to give the men the fresh, give them a fresh attitude, because they're just drawing out the men. But to answer your question, they really respect the foundation of the family. Yes.
You know what I feel like moving right now? Because as I said, the foundation of family is disrespected on. I have a child right now, and the situation with the mother of my child got crazy. I literally spiraled and now becoming a man, getting that red pill, looking at reality and be like, hey, as a man, I've been grown to be taught, hey, I'm supposed to come in, provide, give my woman this, any back talk, no. And society looks at it that way. If I get beat up by a woman in public, no one will bat an eyelash. But if I raise my voice at a woman, I'm the bad guy.
Yes, that is going on all Western wise. I mean, Jamaica, America is the same way. I mean, they try to make us look like the bad guy. Here's the thing. The hope is, even if you haven't married the woman that you had the child with, you still can go to Japan and meet as many women as you want, because they don't care if you have a child or not, or about your previous relationships. You're a man. The weird thing for Japanese is if you're a man and you're at your age and you've never had a relationship, they would consider that to be weird.
Oh,
and they would
cool.
feel uncomfortable with you. Yes.
My next question is, now that you're with a Japanese woman, when you look at, like, I would say black women, do you see the differences? Because as much as I'm like in the anime scene, I go the history thing, I'm still an outsider and I don't know what it means to be with somebody of that culture. Is there like a real significant difference?
Yes, there's a real significant difference.
Jesus.
I mean, I think Theo's probably going to kill us, but here, look, I can see, and he loves you, brother, trust you, but that was a crazy question. But here's the thing: there's a
I gotta ask it, because look at it this way: I grew up in Jamaica. Our mother is out of many one people. I got Chinese, I got Indian. I've not gotten that full-blown cultural experience of having a woman that says, hey, this is what we're doing, and we're doing this, and this is why you're the head of the household. I'm like, oh my God, there are women out there like that?
Yes, brother. The difference I've noticed is that, especially with the black woman and the Japanese, like I said, the black woman expects you to be 5'2", 200 pounds, and she thinks she can still get a high-value male that wipes her feet every day and scrubs her back. Okay, that is a black woman that I said different between them and Japanese. Japanese are just happy to be with you. They appreciate being with you. They appreciate the fact that a man actually wants to take care of them for the rest of their life. Okay, so that's the differences that I've seen so far. I mean, many differences, but that I can bring on this platform.
The differences are just so huge, so massive. I mean, I can't really emphasize just how big they are. I mean, to put in perspective, Western men in Japan don't even recognize Western women exist. They don't even care.
I don't wrong them.
They don't care, because they've got Japanese women. And they've got lots of them, and they just don't like. Why would you do it? It'd be like, okay, so you have Fords, Mercedes, and Audis, and somebody says, "We've got this Pinto here for you," and you're like, "What?
What?"
Like, no, I don't even recognize Pinto or Ford or anything. I'm only doing BMW and Mercedes because they're right here, and it's like perfectly priced. I'll definitely go for it. That's the way it is. I don't even know why you would even. No, man.
No, Tio, I gotta ask because look at it this way.
Okay.
I'm 29 in Jamaica. I've traveled, but I've not traveled to Japan. A lot of us, especially since watching International Passport, well, look here, we have to go. We have to. It's not a must. It's not. It's like a need. We have to go to Japan because we need to experience this. A lot of us are working. We're being beaten down. And the society that we're being grown up in is just teaching us to be baby fathers and accept women.
Randy, I thought Jamaican women were feminine in Jamaica.
No, don't lies. You're more Basi, I'm actually gonna be studying my podcast, and one of the topics that we hit on and we're researching is toxic masculinity in Jamaican women, because my family owns a bar and I waiter there on the weekend, bar, restaurant and stuff. And the questions and the even unconscious body language from these women are crazy because, as I said, I got to experience certain things. I got to see certain cultures. I'm like looking at women. When I tell them, no, you can't date me, I come with requirements. They're like, what? Yeah, I'm like, no. One, my stomach should be not flatter than yours. You got to work on that. In the case you fall down, I can carry you. Yeah. They're like, what?
Randy, can we please set up a live stream regarding Jamaica? Please get in touch with me on IG, Facebook, or Twitter. Let's set that live stream, bro, because we need that live stream, bro. Okay, bro?
Yeah. The thing is, I want people like you guys telling these simping beta males, stop putting whatever in these women just because they're a woman. You have to come with something on about yourself and say, hey, I know I'm a man. I have importance. Yes, I have value. I have worth. So guess what? What you bring into the table. And trust me, since doing that and since listening to the overall community, I've gotten better reactions from women to the point that women literally look at me and say, and I work in a call center with mostly women. I have a team and I'm the only man there. And guess what? When I go to office, they're like so special treating me. And they literally look at one of the guys and say, it's because Randy's a man. And he's like, what?
Thank you, brother. All right, brother, let's set up that last stream later on, okay, bro?
No problem.
Move on to the caller. Thank you, brother.
Bless up, everybody. Much love for the information.
Love, brother.
Take it easy, brother. Take it easy. Let me bring in Jonathan N, who's been very patient. What is up, Jonathan? You watch the TV. Turn your TV off.
Oh, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you got your TV on. Can you turn it off, please?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you got background noise. Can you turn off your TV?
Okay. How's that? Is that better?
Much better, bro. How you doing, brother? You okay?
Yeah, it's just the problem is I can't really hear you through my phone. I know y'all can hear me. I just have the TV volume up.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Jonathan?
I'm just hearing you through my TV, but
what's going on, bro? Can you hear me? Can you hear me through my phone or through your phone or something else? Not your TV.
Yeah, I don't know why it's acting up. It was working fine.
Brother, if you can't hear us, please fix it and I'll bring you back in, okay, bro? Yeah, Jonathan, let me take him up the call and message him. Let me bring in okay, he's off now. Let me bring in Tony K. What's up, Tony?
What's happening, fellas? Thank you once again. What's happening? Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it. Special to Mr. Tony. Thank you from one Tony to another. A brother from down south. Go Gators from the swamp. It's still hot as hell down here. But thank you once again, gentlemen. I asked a couple times earlier in the live chat, but I'd like to know, as a man, I know pretty much everything boils down to the almighty dollar. So how much bread is it going to take for a brother to get a round trip there and back and have a little spinning change?
That is a good question, brother. So it depends on where you want to go in Japan. And keep in mind that not every place is as expensive as people think. Yeah, you're going to pay more than what you would normally pay for, like, say, in the States for like an apple or orange. But the good thing about Japan is they have a budget for everybody. So the average Japanese male only makes like 50 G's a year. People don't believe that, but it's true. That the average Japanese man makes $50,000 a year. So I never thought about the dollars. I don't know if you ever thought about the dollar amount going over there, but I just think that it depends on where you want to go. So like if you go to like Tokyo and you want to kick it up and hit the clubs up all over the place, you're going to need a lot more funds. I would say a good weekly trip, you're probably talking anywhere from 5 to 10 G's on tap. You won't spend all of the funds, but you're gonna, it depends on your lifestyle, it depends on what you want to do. You don't need that much, but to be on the safe side, especially if you run into situations that you can't control, you want to have at least about 5 to 10 G's for about
and Brother Theo, your thoughts, please and thank you, sir.
Okay, so your ticket is going to be about $1,200 round trip, depending on where you're flying from and the day. You need to go to, there's a guest house system in Japan, especially in Tokyo. You don't want to be in a hotel, you want to be in a guest house because it's significantly cheaper. I was in guest houses 4 years. So it's only about $600 to $700 a month to stay in the guest house. One of them is Oak House. I'm actually looking at it right now. It's oakhouse.jp. That's a very good place to actually find a good house to stay. You want your housing accommodations to be low. Then, depending on how you live, you only need about $1,000 a week, depending on how you live. If you really want to go nuts, though, ooh boy, you can really spend it. If I went back, and I just lived normal, I'd probably only spend like 500. Like I'd go a month, I'd spend like 50,000 yen a month. Sorry, 50,000 yen a week. Like that would be about it. I don't need to go I don't need to spend that much money. I know where to go. I know where the food to buy. I would buy partially combini food and other partially from the store. My guilty thing is that I would be shopping like crazy, so I'd probably be doing $2,000 or $3,000 a week in shopping. Yeah, damn. I'd buy everything. So I'd buy
and that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. That's what you would need because what Theo was saying is if you live in there, it's different. You won't need to have 5 G's a month. A week. But if you're just going to visit, and like I'm going there, I'll give you an example. I go in there 3 days. I stayed at the Park Hyatt in Tokyo. That's my spot in Tokyo. And that's like a $500 a night hotel. I mainly would go there when I was dating just to impress my wife. Hey, look, we're at the Park Hyatt. $500 a night. You stay 3 nights, $1,500. You turn your head. You 3 nights. You're gonna spend about $3-4 grand. That's about right. If you stay at that type of hotel. But like Theo said, you stay at a hostel. I've stayed at hostels for like 4,000 yen, which is like 4 Yonsen yen, which is about like $40 a month.
$40 a day.
A night. Yeah. That's nothing. Yeah. At the Kimi, I don't know if you heard about the Kimi Ryokan up at Ikebukuro.
Yeah, because like the hostels or the gaijin houses are, as far as I'm concerned, it's much more authentic. You're actually in a neighborhood, and you're stepping out, and you're like in real Japan right then and there.
Yes.
This is not commercialized, and so like I like living in Kichijoji. That's where I lived most of the time when I was. And I would like there's what is it? There's a park there, and I would prefer to Inokashira Park. That's right.
Yeah.
So I would rather live next to there in a guest house because it's only like $700 a month at the most, and you're next to Inokashira Park for heaven's sakes.
And that's a nice park. Yeah.
It's a nice park, man. I do some crazy makeouts there, man. What I do with women, oh my god. So you can go there and then like date Kichijoji, and there's all places to date, and then there's the park, and there's places to hide and make out and do crazy stuff until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then she can go home if she wants to, or you can take her back to your guest house.
Because you got Inokashira Station right there, so right, you say like yes.
Right, yeah, you got Inokashira Station, like actually Kichijoji Station and the Inokashira Station. You've got both of them in walking distance. So why not?
Fantastic. Do you have any more questions, Tony K, or is that it? Okay.
Yeah, appreciate it. And how about you, IP? Your perspective, real quick.
Well, good question, bro. Before I say my own question to both of them, brothers, get the likes up. We got 131 watching this, so if
don't be a ninja watcher. Crush the like button.
if you've not liked the video already, brothers, hit the like button, please. And also, if I miss any super chats, I apologize. It's been a busy live stream. Let me know. But also, there's still time to send in some super chats. So if you're enjoying the live stream, send for a super chat. It's much appreciated. And of course, I will be grateful for that. So send through super chats, like the video, and so on. So yeah, to answer your question, Tony K, I'm liking what I hear so far. I like what I hear about, how marriage material they are compared to Western women, and it's an option for brothers as well. And me, I want to meet the Japanese Brazilian woman in Japan, but like Theo said, go to Brazil, that she won't be there, or let the half black, half Japanese woman. That'd be great as well. And of course, Japanese women from Kyushu. I've heard a lot of good things about Kyushu, especially the woman there. So yeah, I'm liking what I hear so far, Tony K. And Tony, thank you for calling in, bro. You're sweating, so it must be really hot over there in America. Yes, bro.
In Miami, bro. It's nice and cool up here in the Northwest.
All right, thanks, Tony K. Appreciate it, brother. Let me bring in Jonathan N. Hopefully his audio is working now. Can you hear me, Jonathan?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm sorry about that for the technical difficulties. I'm sorry about it.
No problem, brother. Are you a new viewer to my channel?
I've been subscribed to your channel for a while. This is the first time I ever got to get to talk to y'all like this.
Okay, brother. Thank you for being a subscriber and calling in. What questions you have for Tony and Theo regarding the live stream?
It's not really a question. I do have some points because I'm the one that Neil Gotti, the one that lived in Okinawa for 6 years and stuff.
Yeah.
I know that one brother was talking about he joined the army. I was in the army for 24 years. Stationed in Okinawa, one of the army's best kept secrets.
At Foster?
Matter of fact, I was air defense and I got to live on work on Kadena Air Base.
That's my yard. 7 years. That's my yard.
Yeah. So yeah, for him, there's we have bases on Okinawa, Shiriki. We have a base up there, and Zama and stuff.
Okay.
And if he gets in the army, if he goes air defense, he have a better chance to get in over there to Japan.
Awesome. So,
yeah, but it's not well. I was listening to the chat, everybody pointers about women and stuff like that, and I've been blessed. Met my wife. She was college educated in Okinawa. She studied English and got her bachelor's degree. And I met, I have various friends that marry Okinawan women, and some women are traditional and some are not. I noticed when I was over there.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
And the ones I've seen that are not traditional, they act more like they want to act more American.
Yes.
Oh dear.
So true. Yes.
I mean, like they sit there, they've been watching hip hop videos, BET and stuff like that, and that's what they think that's how to be American.
Yeah, that's what that "and please" was part of that deal.
And that.
Man.
But yeah. So like my wife, we prefer living in the United States. It's better for the kids and stuff like that.
Yeah, where you at on the rock right now? Where you at?
Oh, right now, we're in the United States. I'm in Oklahoma.
Okay.
I retired out of the military here and got a federal service job, but we're going to move to North Carolina, where I'm originally from.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. But my wife, she's not going to get her U.S. citizenship. She's going to keep her Japanese citizenship. So we always talk about if anything goes south, we're going back to Japan.
Yeah, my wife's the same way. My wife says she's gonna keep her Japanese citizenship. In fact, she just renewed her green card. She's like, I don't want U.S. I want Japan. Anything go down, we're going back. And also, I don't know about your children, but both my son and my daughter are also going to be dual citizen. So as soon as you're born, register at the consulate, they got their names and everything in Japanese. So I'm American, but Japanese part. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. Cause I didn't. And that's more. Because I know she can't get her dual citizenship. Like some people can get married to an American and get able to hold dual citizenship and stuff.
Yeah, Japan doesn't do it though. Yeah.
But just I just want to put some stuff out there for some people out there that, especially people that want to join the army, stuff like that.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for making that point, Jonathan. Appreciate that, bro.
No problem. All right.
Awesome. Take it easy, bro.
Thanks, brother.
All right, you okay?
Hey, bro, send me a friend request, Jonathan, on Facebook, man.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, brother.
What's your Facebook?
I'm in the group. If you're in the Facebook group, if you're in IP's group, you'll see me in there.
Okay, I'm gonna go find that group then.
Okay, he got the link in there too.
Okay, all right.
Right. See you, Jonathan. Let me bring in Audemars Chizzy. What is up, What's
up,
Oh,
man?
what up? What up, Tim?
How you doing, brother?
I was just waiting on y'all. I was just waiting to be joining the show, man. I was just being patient.
Yeah, sorry, bro. It's been a very busy show. And I saw you come in 10 minutes ago, and I thought I'd quickly add you in before I end the stream in a few moments. So, bro, do you have any questions for Tony?
Yeah, how's the Japanese woman?
Oh, brother. Beautiful, beautiful. And they love you. They love brothers too, man. They love the brothers. They love the brothers.
I like Japan because that's where anime is from. Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, and etc. etc. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. They got a lot more than anime, trust me.
Yeah.
Like anime is normal there. It's everywhere.
Yes.
You're just kind of used to seeing it. It's just like normal.
And ramen noodles. They eat noodles like crazy.
They have a lot of good food in Japan. They actually have better French restaurants in Tokyo than they got in Paris.
Correct. They have better Indian restaurants than they have in India.
Yeah.
So you say that Japanese women are feminine?
Yes. Yes.
Super feminine.
Yes.
Yes, bro.
Super.
I wasn't going to join the stream, but I changed my mind.
Okay.
You came to the right spot, brother. Where you at now? Where you at?
I'm in Jamaica. I'm Jamaican, by the way.
Oh, so you used to fight. You used to fight the women. Wagwan, brother. You used to fighting the women down in Jamaica, bro. Right.
Well, I've been into a lot of bad relationships with Jamaican women, but I leave them alone. Try to talk to one of them. Sometimes they will give you a number. Sometimes they won't. Sometimes they will give you an attitude problem. But I'm just speaking from experience.
No. It's like that in the West, in America too, brother. Well, Jamaica's the West, but America too. The women are pretty much the same as they do in Jamaica, man. They give you all kind of problems. What it's called not valuing the black man. But when you go to Japan, brother, you will be valued. So you need to get your passport. You need to get that passport, brother.
That's it. That's
already got mine. Already got mine, but I'm focused on myself right now. I'm focusing on myself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, brother. Once you're finished focusing on yourself, get that passport. No, sorry, get that ticket to Japan. You know, return, experience the culture, the women there, and bro, it will be fantastic. Okay, bro.
Yeah, man. I was gonna join the live stream yesterday, but my phone died.
Hey, no problem, bro. I'm happy you joined this live stream, Audemars. Okay, bro.
Yeah, I might join it next week again. You doing it next week?
Yes, bro. Hopefully, yes, definitely, if I have time.
Yeah. Have you been watching Kevin Samuels?
I have, but let's not speak about Kevin Samuels in this stream. Keep it on Japanese woman. But yes, DM me on IG or the Facebook group or Twitter, and we'll speak about that further. Okay, bro?
All right.
Take it easy, Audemars. Take it easy, bro.
Yeah,
I was just pulling. I would just.
See you, bro. All right, let me bring in Thomas Demahin. I'll bring him in, and also, if anyone else wants to call in right now. You know, I'm still gonna stay online. You know, I just thought might as well just marathon this classic live stream. Hopefully that's okay with Tony and Theo, but I don't know. If you guys are busy, let me know. I can end the stream anytime from now.
No, I'm good. I'm good, man. If Theo's in the room, man, I don't have to leave.
All right, fantastic. So I've got DS, I've got Thomas Demahin, I've got J Bones. So let's just add all of them at once. And call in brothers if you want to have a question, discuss anything about Japan. There's still time. In the meantime, get the likes up if you've not liked this video. If you've not subscribed to my channel and you're a new viewer, hit the subscribe button. And also, there's still some time to send a few more super chats. So if you're enjoying the content that that's happening right now, send a super chat. That would be greatly appreciated. Let me bring in DS. Let me bring in Thomas. And let me bring in J Bones.
It's the brothers.
The intelligent brothers. Okay, how about we start with Thomas first? What's up, Thomas? What else is on your mind, brother?
What's up, man? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you, brother.
I just wanted to continue on the herbivore men situation. So it's a sticky one still because they don't wanna date any Japanese women. So it's basically for the taking for us brothers, you know.
Yes.
The divide and conquer thing, like Napoleon said. But it's already we're gonna conquer Japan. It's gonna be our main hotspot.
Yeah, and that's to answer your question on that, brother. Yeah. Brothers should be heading to Japan. That should be number one on their list because Japan is wide open, brother. And it's my dream to see it populated with brothers raising beautiful families, man, and running businesses and doing things like that. To me, Japan, look, America don't want us, UK don't want us. Use those countries as a milk cow, but step your foot in Japan and get yourself established over there, and you will have a better life.
Yeah, man, that's the plan because you know I've one of these days I want to create a business in I want to be a entrepreneur in software development. So I'm just thinking that I have my foot in Japan and my other foot in the UK and the US with my business, but I want to mainly live in Japan. And boy, I'm just thinking about black Japanese women, particularly Miss Universe, that first runner up. You know that Facebook post.
We know who that is. Trust me. Yes.
I know who she is, yesterday I had a dream about her. I had a dream about Miss Universe 2020 and her, and I was like, raw.
Trust me, brother. You could walk up to her and talk. She's dating somebody right now, but you could walk up, man, and talk to women like that all day, man. If you see them in Japan, they're not gonna run away from you, man. Trust me. It's open season over there, brother. It's open season. Never.
Oh.
Yes. The worst thing they can say is no. Okay, great. Next, you talk to 10 women, you're going to at least take 5 of them home.
Damn.
I have to agree with that. Like it's the hit rate, the success rate is extremely high. I was rarely rejected. I mean, it happened sometimes when I was younger, but when I was older, it was like pretty much 100%. So you're not gonna if they reject you, they're totally nice about it. It's not like a devastating loss. It's pretty good. And then since there's so many of them, it's kind of like, okay, there's another one over there. It's not like the United States or the UK. If you lose one, it's pretty crushing because there may not be another one that you like for a long time. In Japan, there's just wait a few seconds. Oh, another one. Okay.
Yeah, I used to go in the restaurants, man, and I wouldn't have a place to sit. And I see like a couple females sitting over there. I just grab my food, man, and sit down at the table. I don't ask them. You don't ask women in Japan nothing. You just go to you, sit down. It's like, hey, hello, konnichiwa, what's going on? You introduce yourself. Next thing you know, you got a conversation going.
They sit there giggling.
Yep.
Yeah, they would giggle that a foreigner came over, and then they would just be like, okay, and they just start talking to you. And it would be really easy. It wouldn't be like you're insulting them at all.
No.
Whereas the United States, if you sit next to an American woman, I mean, you have to think about a lawyer.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Yeah. But I'm waiting for a friend. She'll make an excuse as to why you can't sit there.
Yeah.
Not knowing that winter's coming. Yeah, but no, Thomas, I wanted to say, man, you said that you were looking at doing your business and software development. And, I want to stress this to brothers, man, and I know Theo's on the same page here. But for me, and I think for brothers, what you should do is establish yourself as get a position where you could work from home, first of all. So like software, like I'm a dev. So there's a lot of other positions that you could get to work from home to where you're making some good money. And then you can literally go and what you do, you start it off like this. You tell your company, look, I'm going to go to Japan for vacation, but I want to know if I can work from Japan for a month, right? And then you get paid, work for a month, you take the 2 or 3 weeks vacation. Then when you go back the next time, you say, hey, that worked really well. Let me go and stay there for 2 months this time. Then you slowly start building it up to where you can literally live in Japan. Some companies now will just let you go in and do it because working from home is a new bonus. But sometimes you have to just slowly put it in there before you can take over and do it. Mm-hmm. But the best way is to make sure you got that income. That way you don't have to worry about it when you're in Japan.
Fantastic. Thanks for that, Thomas. Let me shout out the super chats. Shout out to Conrad Grant for the $2 super chat. Big shouts out you, IP. The live stream is amazing. Thank you, bro. I want to say a huge thank you to Tony and Theo for making the live stream amazing, and everyone else who called in. Much appreciates everyone who has been a part of this movement. Thank you, Conrad Grant, for the super chat. Shout out to Jay Bones for the super chat as well. $2. Great live international passport. Thumbs up, Theo, Tony B. Thank you very much for the kind words, Jay Bones, and thank you very much for the super chat, bro. You're a legend, brother. Thank you. Okay, I've got 2 questions actually for I forgot it again. What was my questions? Actually, do you know what? Let me go to Jay Bones and I'll get my question. Hopefully I can remember it. But before I do that, shout out to Neil Gotti for the super chat. Thank you for letting me join the live chat, and I sent a request to join the Facebook group. Okay, brother. If your name is Neil Gotti on the Facebook group, I will find you and I will add you, bro. Thank you very much for the super chat, bro. It is much appreciated. What's up, Jay Bones? Do you have any more questions for the guests in the panel?
No, not at all. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you, brother.
Yeah, man. IP actually, I called in to give you just a little bit of a strategy. The brother that's my friend that's from Harvard that's going to be joining us. I actually run the Black Manosphere channel with them from time to time, and one of the things that we do to kind of boost the channel. I know the time zone situation is killing you over there in the UK because at this time I'm pretty sure you're dead tired and you're about to go to sleep. One of the things that you can do is that you can actually turn off the live stream when you end the show, and the rest of the brothers we can actually talk in the back. So that's something that if you're ever interested in, because I see a lot of brothers in the live chat right now, they're posting that they want to call in. So just in case if you're tired and you want to go to sleep, because I know you're probably dead tired over there in the UK and it's pretty late. But here in America it's still 11 o'clock and everybody's still up.
Yeah, 8:30 on the West Coast.
Yeah, basically. So brothers like Tony and brothers like Theo, if they still ready to give information, or even if they if some of the brothers like Thomas Demenham or some of the other brothers that the usual suspects, if they want to stay behind, we can all talk to each other. It's a better way for us to build the way, because as soon as this thing is over, we're all going to learn to travel with each other, we're all going to hang out, and we're all going to spend time with each other anyway. So I just wanted to let you know that.
Let's be nice to IP. We can make more streams. We can actually do Zoom calls from the Facebook. Like, let's let the man sleep eventually.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, Theo, because I'm like, IP always says, he's in a different time zone. He's tired. I'm like, IP, you can literally end the live stream after you end. The people in the chat, we can just bounce in and talk while you're sleeping. You can just
definitely, you can use my Facebook group to talk about this further. Yeah, that's fine. But I can't leave the stream on because there's an hour limit that I have with my plan, so I can't leave it.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah, so that's so that's a problem.
Well,
why? But
if anybody else does have the StreamYard, I can call in and add everybody, and we can start talking from time to time. So
I have Zoom.
That's an idea.
I have professional level Zoom, so we can do that from the Facebook group, but that's for later. Let's be merciful. Let's be merciful to IP. He has bad women in the UK.
Exactly. I was thinking about that. I'm like, I was thinking about that. I'm like, damn, IP. I know you must be tired because that time zone situation is horrible, bro.
Yeah, man. It's like the
GMT. I know you must be tired, man. Yeah.
I know. I'm fine today, man. It's Sunday, so I'm just chilling.
Yeah, you sound different. You sound like you got a lot of energy today. I'm surprised that you stayed this long.
Yeah. I got so I can sleep longer today because I'm just chilling for the whole day. So which is why I'm powering through. So no problem with me. But good points on that, Jay Bones. Appreciate that, brother.
Yeah.
I've got a super chat here.
Just looking out for brother.
Thank you, Jay Bones. I'm looking forward to that Harvard live stream as well. That should be a classic, brother. I can't wait.
Can't wait for that.
I've got 2 questions for Theo and Tony, but let me read out the super chat real quick. So Blue Collar Hero, $5. Thank you very much for your super chat, brother. We got to do it like Naomi Osaka's fam, going back and forth from America to Japan and everywhere in between. I agree. That's a good point, brother. Thank you very much for your super chat. I got another one from Neil Gotti, $199 super chat. My FB is Jonathan Neil. Thank you, bro. I will add you, and thank you very much for the super chat. So my questions to Theo and Tony is 2 questions. Is xenophobia a big thing in Japan? Because someone just mentioned it, because regarding the whole Olympic stuff, there's a whole thing coming about diversity. They're not diverse enough. There was a black drummer that got dropped because he was black or something. Second of all, how big is Naomi Osaka in Japan? Is she one that's influencing young people's attitudes towards black people and particularly black men, and that enables Japanese women to want black men and all that stuff? So speak on those 2 questions, bro.
No, you go first, Tony. You want to?
Oh yeah. I was going to say Naomi Osaka's big, but what first of all, we got to just give our hats off to Japan and letting Rui Hachimura carry the flag in, a black person of Japanese descent, and Naomi to carry the thing up the torch. Now I want to say that's a big thing in Japan, to not see an old man carry it up to the torch, and to see a young black female of Japanese descent carry up the torch. That is a beautiful thing. Her influencing women toward black men, no, that no. Women don't care about that. Japanese women don't normally listen to other women. They have their own thing. Like I said, they will end up being like their mom. They pride themselves in doing things their own way.
Regarding the xenophobia, I mean, it's so minimal. It doesn't even, like, you're gonna date someone who is totally into you, and she's like, yeah, I want you into me, yeah, and she's more gorgeous than any woman you've ever dated before in your life, and then you're gonna have like a few of them to pick from, and you're talking about xenophobia? What are you? How do you, like, you don't have time to think about that. No. Like, it's so good. Again, I'm gonna talk to like what Gregory is saying. Look, Gregory, they know you're a foreigner. It's very obvious to know you're a foreigner. All foreigners have been checked for ID to make sure that you haven't done overstay. They go straight to you and ask this. This is why you always have your ID on you if you're a foreigner, so that you can give your visa status. And that's just the way life is. And then they look at it and they say, okay, and then move on. If you have a problem with it, dude, like, it's a small price to pay. It's the zero. Like, I never even cared about it. I just made sure I had my ID with me.
Dude, I would love to be stuck in Japan right now. Trust me. I would have loved for somebody to say, hey, the pandemic, you can't go back to the States. I'm like, great, thank you. Here. Let me know when you open up. I can care less about, you know what I'm saying? That give me an excuse not to come back for a while.
Yeah, I would say right there.
There was a dude that got stuck, and when the pandemic first started, there was a dude that got stuck in Costa Rica. He still ain't come back yet. Yeah, he still ain't come back yet. Yeah, he was doing a live stream. He said, because people told him, he's like, hey, yo, Jamal, you can come back to America. He said, for what? What am I for what? What's the point? What's the point? Yeah. That's why the whole working from home and working on your laptop anywhere in the country or working around the world, it benefits everybody. He was like, yo, dude was like, what's the point of me even coming back? Like, yeah, man.
Yeah, I totally agree, because I mean, I think of myself here, like I just said in Austin, I don't even date. I just, like, I walk down the street or I run my bike. I don't even see the women. I don't even care. Whereas when I was in Tokyo and I was single, it was target rich. All I was doing was thinking about who to date, like one after another after another. I mean, you just couldn't stop. I was like in heat 24/7. That's all I did. Like, all I saw was gorgeous women. I just thought, who could I date next? So like, yeah, like if I were there during, like, all my friends, like I have a lot of friends there who are from various countries in Japan. And the pandemic, they couldn't leave either because of quarantine, right? They had to stay in the country. They were like, good, we're not going. We're staying right here. Yeah.
Dude, you get that hair, that long, beautiful, silky hair, man, and that white skin, and it smell good all in your,
and they hug you, and they have that like kind of special like gibber to it, like I don't know, they have like a little shake to them, and they have that way of looking at you, and they just like have total confidence.
Yep.
Did you guys? I gotta ask this before, Theo and Tony. Did you guys ever meet any Japanese women here in America before you guys actually went to Japan before? Did you guys ever meet with them? Yeah,
I did.
I didn't.
I met a girl. I met a Japanese. The first time I actually dated a Japanese girl, I was a freshman in high school. That was when I lived in I was actually living in Virginia. I was in Virginia Beach, and I was like, that was my first experience, and I was like, yeah, man, I gotta head out to Japan and see what's going on over there. I gotta go to the source of the water.
Yes.
I gotta go straight to the source, man.
I did.
Man, we gotta get these. I mean, to tell you brothers, we gotta get these brothers out, man. I'm telling you, Tony, like for us as Americans, bro. Like I tell you, Theo and Tony, man, it is so sad that we have so many American brothers that just don't travel. It's not even about going to Japan. It's like, you know, I was telling IP this one day. Sometimes I have two separate cars. I bought a separate car. Sometimes I'll just randomly hop in, you know, I'll go to the garage, hop in my other car, my Toyota RAV4, and I'll just pack my bags and just drive through the country. You know, sometimes you just got to get out, man. You know, you gotta be able to see the world. It's not even about, you know, we got to get these brothers outside, man. We got to get these brothers outside, bro.
And Jay, I agree with you on that, maybe, and that's what I try to do too, because I think, to me, man, I lived in Saudi Arabia 4 years, brother, and I think that's when it really hit me. When I seen a bunch of black men walking around, respecting each other, having good conversation with each other, no hate, no shooting, no beating each other up and stabbing each other in the back, no women with each other. To me, man, every black man should be like that in the world. We should go and we see another brother, we just nod our head. I know what you're going through, and keep on rolling. Yeah. But there's a lot of simps out there, brother, especially where I live in Seattle, where I got here. I'm from Philly, but I'm used to saying what's up, brother, everywhere I go. But out here, a lot of brothers, you say what's up, and they won't even look at it. They won't even acknowledge you as being there. You know, to me, that's a straight up simp. How could you not acknowledge your fellow brother, knowing what we've been through and what we go through every day?
Yeah,
but you know, that's a thing.
Thanks for that.
Oh, my
J-Bones.
bad, IP. My bad, IP.
I'm going to go on to Thomas. Then after Thomas, DS will finish last. I know DS has a lot of questions. He's very passionate about Japan. So Thomas, say your last question after I'll go on to Thomas after I'll end the stream. Go on, Thomas.
Go on, man. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Cool. One question I have for both Tony and Theo: is it still true that that the Japanese woman holds their husband's salaries? Is that still true?
We answered that earlier in the stream, and for us both, we don't do that. It is true though. There are a lot of Japanese women who do hold their husband's salaries, but I know as a Westerner, you don't have to follow that.
Path. Thank God.
Yes.
Yeah, I could have, because if I'm earning that much, like I'll find it very difficult.
But Thomas, one thing I do want to say though, if you were in that situation, the one thing a Japanese girl won't do is she will not screw you out of your money. That's what they won't do. I mean, like I said, that's just a personal preference, but they won't screw you out of your money.
They will not screw you out of your money. No, you will not have financial oblivion with a Japanese woman. In fact, if anything, if things are decent, you'll be financially stronger with her.
Like I am with my wife. Trust me, I'm financially stronger with my wife. Yes, because I have a tendency to be overly generous when I was single, and before in my life. But when I met my wife kind of honed in my spending habits, and it's increased. It's helped me out tremendously.
Well, that is some great information, fam. Like,
awesome.
But compared to the Western women, man, Japanese women, they're gonna, fam. This is it, fam. This is
you gotta get over there, fam. You got to, brother.
This is it.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta get over there, isn't it? You gotta get over there, isn't it?
Oh man.
Oh. Thomas, man, you're a joker.
Thank you for this great classic, fam. Theo, Tony, legends, fam. Absolute legends.
Thanks, brothers. Thanks, Thomas. We always loving you having up here, brother. Having you up here.
No problem, Thomas. Thanks for that, Thomas. And cool, DS, unfortunately, we couldn't get hold on, DS. Sorry, we couldn't get the Japanese lady that Zanza knew. Hopefully, we'll get her next time. But go on, DS. You can end the live stream with your questions. I know you're very passionate about Japan.
I appreciate it, IP. Thank you very much for letting me have the last question on this. My question is basically, this is a question that was asked just recently on the Facebook group about abundance. And I really wanted to get kind of break it down a little bit more. But basically, maintaining a Japanese marriage, what are like the strong pillars that we as brothers should focus on to maintain it so it's a happy marriage? And also, how does the abundance play a role in, having multiple women and making sure that, hey, if you're not doing your role as a wife, I got other options, So I just wanted to kind of, if you guys don't mind, Brother Theo and Mr. Tony, just hear your opinions on that.
No, that is a good question, brother. First of all, and I'm always going to say this to everybody, and I know Theo's going to agree on this one too, man. I'm interested to hear what he has to say on it, but you have to build up that wealth. No, I can't stress it enough, no matter what country you go to, but mainly we're only talking about Japan. You've got it. When you have that wealth, when you've built up your wealth, in other words, when you've secured your way of making a living, meaning you don't have to worry how the economy is, what it does, the stimulus checks could stop, who gives a damn, whatever the case may be. When you built yourself up like that, you pretty much got free reign, okay? You don't have to worry about it. The only thing I would say that if you're in a relationship with a Japanese woman, if you're married to a Japanese woman, and you do want to go out and get abundance, you do not bring it home and you be very responsible. In other words, you can go out and you want to sleep around. Trust me, there's going to be a lot of women over there you want to sleep with, want to hang out with, but and they're good. That's what's good about Japan. They're not just going to get pregnant just because you're out there with them. Okay, you leave your business outside your house if that's what you want to get into. Sometimes leave it outside the house. But in order for you to put yourself in that position, you have to build up your wealth and build up your foundation first.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. You really need to build up the wealth. You need to build your cash flow. You need to be making well over $100,000 a year. And that's just the way life is. I wouldn't even really consider having marriage with a Japanese woman unless I have that. It can be somewhat difficult. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't get married with less than that, but you can have more difficulties inside the marriage. The difference is that if you are a black man from a Western country and you do have like $100,000 a year, you're married to a Japanese woman, you're probably going to have a stable environment. Whereas if you're married to a Western woman, you have a chaotic environment where you're constantly worried about a divorce occurring and her taking half and things like that. You're not going to really have to worry about that with a Japanese woman. Things can be pretty set.
No, brother, because I tell you, like yesterday was my 14th anniversary, which is why my apologies, I couldn't do this stream yesterday. And I tell you, it was beautiful, man. I'm driving my Mercedes Benz with my wife and my son to take them out to dinner up in the affluent city like Bellevue, Washington. I park my car, I go up, I drop 2 bills on meals. It didn't even faze me, man. My wife was so appreciative of it all. I mean, she gets in the car, she says, I'm really, really happy about this. I'm really happy. She's so appreciative. And like I said, that's part of having wealth, part of making sure that your income is not just your income is set up, but if you lose your job, you still set up. I'm talking about, like you said, investing. Your investments are good. You own property. No matter what, you're solid. You have to have the whole package. And that's what I'm teaching my son, to have the whole package.
Mm-hmm. Wow. All right. Yeah. Thanks for that intel, guys. I really appreciate it. That's something that I want to work on, and just in a plethora of things. Just when you deal with so many Western women, they make you. I mean, they leave you. They kind of mess with your mind and mess with the. I got to do this. I got to do that, or she's gonna divorce or take half my assets away, and and Japanese women are a whole different just a whole different world. I really want to be prepared and know what I got to do to make sure that I'm not in one of those marriages where they screw you over kind of thing. So I really appreciate that, guys.
But DS, one last thing on the income thing though, and winter is coming. And now you brothers know what I mean by winter is coming. The women are going to be begging for guys pretty soon, even in the West, because they're going to be losing a lot of jobs and a lot of income. And so the thing is, like now, a brother making anywhere from 50 to 60,000 is considered gold. Yeah, now, brother. Of course, anybody over 6 figures is a diamond, but even the brother making 50 to 60 G's is gold, because women, they're going to be looking for guys now. They're going to be like, hey, we need to talk, even in the West, because they're not going to be making that much money. But you still don't want to get them. You want better women in Japan, no matter what, because now the women in the West are going after you because they got to go after you. That's not the kind of woman you want to tell them.
All right, yeah, I'll keep that for sure.
Yes.
Thanks for that, DS. Very good questions. Calling again, brother, in the next live stream. We got a super chat here from Darnell Live Chronicles. What's up, Darnell Live Chronicles? Thank you very much for the super chat. He says, I've got to admit that these Japan lives are quite addictive. Great and informative info that's easy to follow. Yes, bro. Again, much appreciation to Tony and Theo. We got a new caller, so I wanna hear his thoughts on this, called KB. What is up, KB?
Hey, Jonathan, this is Kamal, man. What's up?
Oh, come on, Brooks, baby. You over here coming?
Yes. Yeah, man. Hey, no, I'm not gonna take up too much of your time because I know y'all gotta go. But I just wanted to quick stop by and say hi. Hey, Terry, I appreciate you always answering my questions and stuff like that. Right now, I'm just in quarantine right now, so till like next week.
Awesome. So Kamal Brooks, you're in Japan right now, and
yes, I am.
How's it going? How's it? Oh, you're in quarantine. Sorry, bro, but the whole vibe, the whole environment. Is it different from America? Is it more happy, more uplifting than compared to the miserable environment and faces in America amongst women?
Yeah. I mean, look. So again, Jonathan, I would tell you this, right? Like, I'm quarantined on base, right? But I'm on Bumble, and my Bumble has been blowing up compared to America. And some of in my conversations with the chicks are vastly, it's like night and day difference, man.
Yeah. I want to give y'all some intel. So he's the brother that Kamal, we message back and forth because he told me he's going to Yokota. He was asking me for some advice and stuff. So I told him, when you get there, keep in touch, brother. He's my friend on Facebook. You know, we're gonna meet one day. I just said, let me know whatever you need, man. I'm here. And for any brothers that go like that, and I'm sure Theo is in the same boat as I am.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Hey, Theo, it's a pleasure to meet you, man. Theo, it's a pleasure to meet you, man.
You're on mute.
Yeah, it's definitely good to meet you. I'm glad to meet you. Again, talk on the Facebook group. Anytime, give information. Also, the DS. We need more information about you, and we can give you good advice about how to deal with Japan.
Oh yeah, definitely. And IP, man, I'm in Tokyo, so it's just like I'm in the mix.
Okay, you're in Tokyo, bro. Yes. So
yeah.
Do you have Tinder? You have Tinder, right? You got Bumble.
Man,
do you have Tinder on?
My Tinder is, man, I gotta work on my Tinder because it's asking. I don't know what's going on with Tinder now, but it's just like it's asking me for verification, and I have to switch SIM cards because it's like, you know what, y'all guys know what I mean. I have to switch SIM cards to get a Japanese number amongst some other stuff, and it's kind of messing everything up. So hopefully my Tinder will come. You know, they will let me like use Tinder in Japan, but my Bumble is great.
What about Hinge? Are you on Hinge as well in Japan?
Oh yeah, okay. I gotta get on Hinge. Yeah, I gotta use Hinge. Yeah.
Get on that, bro. So are you speaking English with a Japanese woman, or is it Japanese you're speaking with them?
Well, see, here's the thing. You know, I took Terry's advice about any chick that speaks English. So any chick that hits you up on Bumble speaks English.
Okay. Tony and Theo, he's in Tokyo. Do you have any dating advice for Kamal Brooks in Tokyo? Because I think he's going to be there for a long time for his military work.
6 months.
Yeah. I was telling them. I was saying, don't go out with the ones that speak a lot of English, man. That's not what you want to do.
You said don't take him seriously.
Yeah, exactly. Don't take them seriously. Yeah, you can go out and date them and do what you got. You know what I'm saying? But
that's the plan.
Yeah, right.
That's the plan. Yes, I'm not going to marry them.
Yeah, but you want to if you hit them up, but then make sure you get out into Tokyo, into the area where the girls don't speak English, because you don't want to cheapen yourself by being over there for 6 months by not running into an authentic Japanese person.
Right.
If you will.
You know, there's a lot of Filipinos here too.
Oh yeah, of course they're gonna work there. Yeah.
I mean, what do y'all think about them?
Go for it.
Yeah, Filipinos are nice.
You have so many Japanese. Like, it's just target rich. I mean, why? I mean, what are you? I mean, it's like you're talking about getting some chicken instead of a hamburger joint. I mean, sure, you've got it. A salad. You're in a hamburger joint, man.
He's right.
Yeah,
because
I'm just thinking, like, if I were there right now, I go straight to Shibuya, Ikebukuro, Kichijoji, Shimokitazawa, and I would just start dating like a crazy man. I would literally go boom, boom, area, and just start dating. I mean, dude, I'd be awake 48 hours straight, just like nonstop hitting on women.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with the Filipinos right now because, like Theo said, you in Japan, man, and I mean, I've been to the Philippines 4 times, and the reason why I never connected with a Filipino as far as marriage is because I didn't want to deal with all the other issues. These people are poor.
Hell yeah.
You got to take it to a family, you know?
Yeah.
So I want to deal with some sophistication, somebody coming from a society that's high tech and that's clean. And, you know, the Filipino women are clean, but other than that, I prefer Japan all day long.
Hold on, KB. So got a super chat from Thomas Demahin. £199. Thank you very much for the super chat, Thomas. He says, legendary live stream. Big up IP, Tony and Theo. Big up to you too, Thomas. Thank you for participating in the live stream. I just want to clarify a comment here by Gregory Gates. He says here, Japanese women can be scandalous, especially after running a train on them. What on earth? This chick in front of her dude told me in Japanese that she wanted to be with me. I held no in that situation. Actually, let me just clarify this very much here. Any man that takes that participates in a train on a woman is suspect, and I will probably never associate with that man ever again. And any woman that participates in a train is disgusting, and I will also never speak with that woman ever again. Just it's a disgusting act in general, and I'm not for that. I hope brothers in the stream don't do that nonsense, and let's just end the conversation here.
You stay away from women like that, brother.
Stay away from women like that. You know, keep away.
They're rare in Japan, and they're the worst of the worst.
Just nasty, disgusting, to be honest.
It's entertaining, but it's not. It's not
entertaining in general, bro. It's not. It's just I don't know why any man would want to partake in that, and any woman would. Madness. Yeah. That's the West for you. She probably got that from the West. She's watching a lot of weird videotapes. We'll call it that way.
Actually, porn in Japan is pretty big. They have a very perverted society when it comes to porn, even though they don't show the genitals in magazines and videos. But the Japanese are very creative when it comes to doing porn videos.
Yep, and we'll end on that part, Tony. KB.
Yes, sir.
KB. So yeah,
and it's rather authentic. Just want to say, it's very authentic. Yeah, especially the conversations are very authentic. Yeah. Like, and then you can read about it on the train. If you read Japanese, you're on the train, and they have all the advertisements talking about what's going on. And it's amazing how good your Japanese can become just reading about that topic. It's real Japanese. It's not messed up Japanese. It's authentic Japanese.
Right, KB. Do you have any last questions for Tony and Theo?
Nah. But I'll be in touch with y'all though.
All right.
Yeah, please let us know how it goes. So when you're out of quarantine, DM me ASAP. We'll set up a live stream. You know, you speak about what's your experiences so far in Tokyo. We talk about the woman, the environment, all that stuff, and that should be a good live stream. Okay, bro?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I ain't forget about that. It's just I just gotta get out of quarantine first.
Yes, bro. Yes, bro. Look after yourself, bro, and have a great time in Japan. And make sure you get beautiful Japanese woman that.
Oh yeah, you bet.
No problem.
I ain't lying about that.
Brooke, come on, we'll have a good time over there.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna end the live stream now. So before I do, brothers, if you've not liked the video, please hit the like button. If you want to send a few super chats before I end the live stream, please do so. That would be greatly appreciated. I want to say a huge thanks to Tony Berry and Theo AF for the intel they both gave in this live stream. Much appreciated, brother. This kind of intel only the government would know. You know, this right here is top class intel. I'm talking James Bond type.
The government ain't got nothing on us, brother. Trust me.
This kind of intel you only see on James Bond. I'm telling you, brothers.
Yes.
So this is much appreciated. Again, brothers, join the Facebook group. If you're not a part of it, you're missing out. Yep. You're missing out big time. So here's a Facebook group. Join the Facebook group. I'm also on Twitter as well. Twitter is popping. I strongly advise you brothers to follow me on Twitter and send me a DM regarding any questions you want. I will need your help and your retweets to push out the international passport content. So here's my Twitter. Follow me on Twitter ASAP. And here's my IG as well. Follow me on Instagram. Send me a DM on IG. I put out updates regarding traveling and what I have plans for my next live streams and so on and so on. So follow me on IG as well and those other two social media platforms. Huge thanks. And when I drop this video on my channel, can everyone here please comment? Because yesterday I only have 22 comments on a live stream where over 100 people watched, but only 22 comments.
Wow.
You know, that's not nice. I need your support, brothers. If we have over 100 people watching this video and gaining this intel, I should see 100 comments on this video when it drops this later on today. It makes no sense. How do I have 22 comments on a video that has over 1,000 views? So brothers are just getting the intel, being ninja watchers and not supporting.
Yep.
Please don't be a ninja watcher. Shout out to Fresh and Fit. I give credit. You know, don't be a ninja watcher. Support, support, support. I should see 100 comments underneath the video when it drops on my channel. I want to see more likes, more comments, more shares because, brothers, you know, I'm taking the time out. I'm reaching out to people, Theo, Tony, for them to give you this intel. This is intel that people pay for, or this is intel that people keep to themselves. But like I said, I'm not a selfish person. I'm not a selfish brother. I want every brother to succeed, to get the dime woman they want, right? So please, everyone watching this live stream, comment on my video as soon as possible. I want to see 100 comments today on Sunday. It's just not fair. Brothers are not supporting enough. Okay, brothers? So on that note, Tony and Theo, do you have any last words?
Arigato diamond.
We don't know what that means.
I said thank you, but in a female way.
In a female way, yeah.
Yeah, it's very feminine what I said. Yeah. So yeah, just thank you, and we hope you enjoyed it. We have to really talk inside the Facebook group. That's where we can give you a lot of advice. But I think that's where we can actually say, kind of like structure the men and say, this is what's required. If you really want to do this, this is how much work it's going to be. This is how much time it's going to take. And we're more than happy to help you inside the group.
Yeah. And also, I remember I told you about that website I'm building, Tokyo64.com, where it's going to be all about Japan, about what brothers can do to get over. You know, we're going to have some spies on there, a lot of white guys. I mean, if they want to get on there and check it out, that's fine. They tend to do that. They tend to, you know, it's for everybody. But it's going to be geared toward the brothers because, like I said, my goal is always to get 100,000 brothers a year to visit Japan, you know, and every year. And trust me, they will be amazed at what they see.
Fantastic. Thank you, brothers. On that note, I will be ending the live stream. Remember what I said? Everyone, please comment on this video. I should see 100 comments by different people today because you've all watched it. There's over 200 likes on this video and you're telling me you can't comment, right? I need your support, brothers. I can't do it all by myself, okay?
Yes.
Everyone comment on the video when it drops. I think that's fair enough, okay? As on that note, I will see you brothers on the next live stream or video that I post.
Yes.
And also, brothers, before I go, 2 days ago, I dropped a video called Caller Says She Can't Be Feminine in America.
Yes, I got to finish watching it. I saw that
video.
I saw that.
That video should have went viral because it makes no sense why it didn't go viral. And let me tell you why it didn't go viral. Not enough support. Because it got 300 likes, it got 300 views, sorry, in 1 hour or half an hour, but only 10 likes.
Wow.
What's going on, brothers?
Yeah, that's
that means you're not supporting.
Yep.
I guarantee you it would have went viral, that video, if it had enough likes and enough comments, right? How are you telling me it has almost 1,000 views but around 55 comments? Why not 200 comments? Why not 100 comments?
Yes.
Every other channel that I see a lot of comments, I see a lot of likes, but I don't see that for my videos. Brothers, you need to support. You need to support. Please don't be a ninja watcher. That's not how life works. In life, you have to support other people. You got to support the people that help you out. Life, things are reciprocated. If I'm giving you these videos, then reciprocate it back by giving me support, whether it's through super chats, whether it's through Cash App, whether it's through likes, comments,
Yeah.
support, because that video should have went viral. And I'm pretty upset it didn't go viral.
Yeah, that should have went viral, brother. I mean, I'm gonna finish watching it myself, and I thought it was a really good video to start off with. I was like, oh, yeah, this should be big.
Yeah, that's what people were telling me on IG. How did it not go viral? Because brothers are not supporting enough. They don't comment enough. They don't likes. If I'm getting 300 views in half an hour but only 10 likes, what on earth is going on there? And those views are from my channel, from my subscribers.
You know what you guys start doing, brother? When you don't get the likes in the middle of the streams, just pause the stream and say, okay, get those likes up. If I don't get the likes up, pause the streams.
Yeah, I might start
that
doing
works
that.
a lot. That works a lot.
I might start doing that, because I don't know what's happening. Brothers are just watching and not supporting. But let me not rant on too much. I want to, I'm sure Tony and Theo are doing great things in their own personal lives, and I don't want to take any more of their time. So, brothers, on that note, I will see you all on my next video. Peace out.
Peace out. Peace out, brothers. Talk to you later, brother. Right.